Detroit Country Day is one of the most prestigious schools in the United States, really. And Laura Hamway, who has been coaching there since 2005. I actually coached with her at Country Day. We were both assistant coaches. I was there for 4 years, and she took over the head coaching duties about 10 years ago. And she just won her second state title and just became basically the winningest women's head coach, female head coach in the state of Michigan. In this episode, we catch up. It is 2.5 hours long. The last 3 minutes, we lose Laura's video because I'm an idiot and I didn't clear out the card with some old footage that I should have. I'll try to be better next time. But this is a blast from the past. We catch up. We talk about why more females need to get into coaching and perhaps why they don't. We talk about her being a mom of three athletes. We just talk about soccer and high school soccer, the importance of high school soccer. We talk about club soccer as well. And she played Division I college soccer and how things are different, how players, she thinks that players are better now than 20 years ago. And that's in large part due to what they have at their disposal in terms of development. As always, like, subscribe, share this one everywhere, clip it up, do whatever you want with it, but please just share it everywhere and enjoy watching the two of us just catch up talking about old times.
I hate soccer.
Watch any of my episodes?
A bunch of them.
Really?
My favorite was the Dave Diani U of M one.
He was excellent. Yeah. I'm sweating. Okay.
Well, I've been around long enough that he was at Jackson Lumen Christi when I first started.
Oh my God. So you coached against him in we maybe.
And then he went on to Grand Valley.
Yep. And then obviously
Kennedy Bearden. Kayla Addison.
Kayla.
Right?
Kayla is playing with DCFC?
Still. She was on my staff the last few years as well.
What's she doing?
Teaching, coaching.
Coaching where? Or teaching where?
You know what? I'm not quite sure. She...
Teaching here?
No,
she's... Or public?
Yeah, and then she is in DCFC's youth system.
That's right. Because I always see her posted by DCFC. But congratulations.
So fun.
This is a high school. We are sitting inside of a high school indoor facility. And people are like, I don't know. We'll get into it. But
this is the norm for our student athletes.
And this is 15 years old?
15 years old. Again, this is recess. This is recess.
I left in 2010. 2010 girls season was my last year here. And then I went to U of D. And then...
That fall, this opened.
That fall. Okay. 2010. We never won. I was thinking about that. We never won in our 4 years together. We never won.
No, and I've had a bunch of alumni reaching out. They were part of that Hudsonville Unity, Flint Powers string. Laura Haybauer. Yeah.
And then we'd always run into Williamston, too.
I think the years you were here, that was Anna Seeloff.
Clem.
Kendall Verbeek. That group of kids.
Playing against Courtney Clem and the Clem sisters. And
yes.
That went on to play at State.
The one, what was her name at Powers? I can't even remember, but we went back and forth with them for years.
Yeah.
We were close.
I think the furthest we ever made it in those 4 years was the state semis.
That was the year the Federation punished Anna Seeloff for the national team.
Let's talk about
that. Let's talk about that. That was the worst.
Okay, so Anna Seeloff gets called up to the national team 3 weeks into the season, maybe, and then attends camp, and MHSAA tries to suspend her
3-game suspension
going into the playoffs.
Correct.
Because she trained and played with another team. It's the U.S. national team. Bob lost it.
Yeah.
Bob was here we are. Here we have a kid from the state of Michigan playing for the national team that we should be celebrating, and these rules say nope, you can't. Like,
and I just had some contact with Anna. I look back and remember we didn't name her as a captain her rising senior year because we were like, she's got so much on her plate. She's a national team call-up. We don't want her to feel the pressure. She came back to us and said, all I want to do is be a captain for this team. And if you don't want me to play for the national team, I won't. And we were like, whoa. We're not implying that you can be a captain, right? But she was like, that's what this program means to me. And she went on to UNC, played in goal and won a national championship.
Yeah.
And she broke her wrist.
Stupid.
Yeah. No.
It is like, oh man, I bring up Anna all the time with my players. It's like, hey, just keep on top of it because they're like the next year they bring in Adelaide Gay. And it's like, okay, so you have a U17 national team. Well, they're going to bring in the U16 national team player too.
Right.
Or it's like.
Do you remember her on the field?
She was arguably our best player.
Yeah.
Because we put Andy in goal.
Yeah. Colleen Doherty. We had three goalkeepers at
Division
that time.
One goalkeepers.
Rice, Loyola, and UNC back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Anna played on our basketball team here, right? They made a deep run and we would wait for her. So we wouldn't get her that first week. We'd give her a week off because she was a multi-sport athlete.
Let's talk about that. Blue points. You have to graduate with 8?
Correct.
So starting freshman year, you have to graduate with 8 points and you get 1 point per sport.
Per season.
Right.
You could play JV athletics, right? It doesn't, there's something for everyone here.
Was there ever a time where club soccer counted as a point? Didn't somebody try to fight that?
So we still have, if you can prove that you are national level and on that national level you are nationally ranked,
right, then
you can receive a point. It's very difficult to do in soccer.
Yeah.
But if you are a horseback rider or we've got some kids here who are gymnastics, but we don't offer a program. They go on to Louisiana, right?
Right.
High level, but we don't offer it. You can receive your point. Yes.
Or like maybe figure skating or something like that.
Sure.
Got it. And then, so Mitchell, who is 17 now?
18, rising senior.
Oh my God, he's 18 years old.
He was a baby when you were on staff.
Yeah, I remember. Oh my God, just running around. Okay, so 18, and he played lacrosse, won a state title.
Correct.
Men's soccer.
So 2 years, his freshman year and his junior year.
So he's, how many state titles has he? Is that 3 now for him?
He has 3. And then in fall, the soccer, he stepped back into soccer. He's a football kicker.
Yep.
But stepped back in soccer.
3 points right there.
Correct.
And I remember some of the girls played like ultimate frisbee as a freshman because yes, we had ultimate frisbee. Do we still?
We do not.
Okay.
No, but I mean, we have more offerings than most schools.
Absolutely.
Right.
You guys had lacrosse before most other schools in the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
Like the public schools, especially north, like Lake Orion and Oxford and Clarkston, they didn't have lacrosse.
Right.
And then obviously we did.
Well, in dominance this spring, men's and women's state championships in lacrosse this spring.
And then men's and men's in the fall and women's in the spring state title for soccer. Right?
Right.
How many state titles did you guys win this year?
So we won 7 total.
And you're D3 right now.
And we are D3. And it changes in the sport. So like volleyball, they're not in D3 because you take into consideration how many schools offer a team and then you break that up with enrollment.
Is there more volleyball programs in the state than soccer?
There are more soccer.
Okay, good.
Right. So we competed and won in D2, the volleyball state championship. My daughter was on that team. It was amazing. Yeah, amazing to see that.
That makes sense because there's like 8 divisions in football.
Right. And so it is how many schools offer that and then what's your enrollment.
And it has no bearing on success rate because somebody in St. Louis was like, it should be, because I posted all 4 women's were private schools.
Right.
And somebody's like, well, it should be based on success. So like if you win, you should get moved up to Division 2 next year to make it harder. It's like, why? You have 100 kids per class.
Yeah. 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 And there's this a lot of misinformation about we offer merit scholarships. We don't offer merit scholarships. We offer financial aid. Anybody can apply. It's called guided tuition. And it's a outside program that runs your family's numbers and comes back with, hey, here's what your family can pay. And so, people are always going to talk, but there's a lot of misunderstanding about how the whole system works.
Wow. How much of this is donated in terms of everything? I mean, you go and look at the Hall of Fame. You got Chris Webber, you got Shane Battier, Kate Markgraf, Kate Saburo. Like, how much of this? I saw the podcast studio.
Nevis Studios.
That was donated by the Carmanos Institute, basically, or
Right.
whatever.
We have a great backing from our Blue and Gold Club. So it's a group of people here who have an interest in athletics. They have sons, they have daughters, and they donate, and then they get together once a month and they talk about how they want to spend their money. You can present and say, I would really love to have this, and then they take that into consideration, and it's a yes or a no.
Do you feel? I mean, endowment, right? You think about an endowment. That's basically just what people donate, right? Your endowment is probably larger than most colleges.
Yeah, I mean, you have alumni like Steve Ballmer of Microsoft.
Steve Ballmer went here? Oh my God. I remember Robin Williams went here.
He did.
He got kicked out a few times. I remember when I was here, I was in Paul's office, and he was talking about how we were talking about Cranbrook, and we were talking about the fight against Cranbrook. And it's like, what is that? Like, where, like, how long has that been going on? And then he brought it up. He's like, whoever gets the first president wins. And then they had freaking Mitt Romney and like running.
Yeah.
And I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like, can't let him win because then Cranbrook's going to win.
I think, Chad played here. So
Right.
And so there was
Chad's still there.
Chad is, I think, in some sort of admin. He stepped into a different role there. But for so many years, I mean,
why would you leave? Why would you leave a place like Cranbrook? Why would you leave here?
it's special.
You've been here how long now?
21 years.
And you're at the junior school.
I'm at the lower school. So
Lower.
the junior school merged. It's now preschool through third grade at our lower school campus.
That's lower.
And
That's
then
the one on
attached-
Lasser
Correct.
and Maple.
Attached to this building is a 4 through 8 building.
And that's middle school.
And then
you
our
got
upper school. Yeah.
How many are lifers? All three of your kids are going to be lifers.
Three of my kids will be lifers. Mitchell started in preschool. So did Molly. Jojo started in young fives. I mean, this is what they think is normal.
Did they have?
Right?
Did Mitchell have Bob as a gym teacher?
He had just retired. But I mean, he was on the sidelines with Bob for so many years. Both of them remember Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob's a legend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's a legend here. Paul is too.
I mean, I was in ODP, right? As a goalkeeper, we would train here. So Bob would open the door. He wasn't on staff. And, it was Jeff Shook, those guys, Mark Hamilton.
This is more recent.
No, I mean, I graduated in 2000. Bob would open the doors and we would train here. So I was coming from Grand Rapids and I knew about Country Day because we were training in the Shaw. We were training in the Shaw. Jeff Shook.
I'm like,
Mark Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They were heading up our Michigan pool, right?
Mark Hamilton is why I was here. So I went and coached his summer camps.
Okay.
And I did an okay job my first year. I did way better my second year.
Of course, we all do.
Right. And then he hooked me up with Paul, and then the rest is history. And then that was the first time I remember, and I talked about this before. I was so nervous coming to Country Day because I had a stigma. I thought like these kids are going to be so arrogant. These, rich, pompous kids
Right.
could not be further from the truth.
Yeah.
They're a different level of player.
Yeah. They are so driven. They are so humble. And I told you earlier, I think some of that is that two-sport model of like, if I pour myself into soccer, it's not enough. I have to do something else too, right? So my goalkeeper this year, Elise Heemstra, outside commit to Columbia, had never played soccer before, 6 foot tall. When she jumps, her elbow hit the crossbar, forearm extended. where am I going to find that?
Right.
And that was a kid that just needed a point. Her friends were on the team. And so you get this unique makeup here of some kids are just out to get their point.
Yeah.
You know, some kids are really grinding to make a top spot, and some kids are elite. And you're all mixed in here working together for the same goal, right? So you get like, she's fantastic and this is her number one thing, and you're around that. Or I go back to basketball or to volleyball and you need your point and you're sitting watching me being amazing over here. So it's like it's a unique system, but I think it makes for the ultimate student athlete experience. I see it in my own kids. I told you earlier, Jojo's volleyball coach is like, this spring, what have you been doing? Who have you been training with? What jump training have you been doing? And she's like, nothing.
I've been playing soccer.
I've been playing soccer. Explosive, added to her vertical.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the science is there.
Absolutely.
Multi-sport athletes are fantastic athletes.
And I mean, it's also just your regular leg strength, just because you're running so much.
Yeah.
Because you're running way more than you do in volleyball.
Yeah. And, you know, we had 2 double ACL tears last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst to see. Both of those kids, you know.
I mean, double.
The year before, they had both torn their ACLs. Came back. One was
same.
One was opposite leg.
Okay.
One was same. They did all their pre-rehab, rehab with Impact.
Uh-huh.
Impact, you know, has ties with the school, comes into the school. I added in the FIFA 11 warm-up.
Okay.
That article was published this fall about anywhere from 30 to 50% decrease of ACL tears.
Right.
When adding in the specific FIFA 11 warm-up, it has the balance, the strength, the running. We would spend 25 minutes each training session and before games doing that warm-up. It's the first time in 10 years we didn't have an ACL tear.
Really?
Yeah. So it was like
I've been like critical of the FIFA 11 when they just rely only on the FIFA 11.
Yeah. I mean, we do other things, but again, the knowledge, Dr. Bill Matsouris out of Henry Ford, he does a lot of ACL surgeries.
So you guys,
we picked his brain, right?
Oh.
And he was like, this is one of the only true things that we have found that is actually in your control.
Is that the Henry Ford doctor that's here all the time?
Yeah. So we work with Henry Ford.
Okay.
We have one trainer on staff that's hired through Country Day and is here full time.
Right.
We have another one who is hired through Henry Ford.
Right.
And then we have a visiting team doctor. And they're on the sidelines of all of our football games. Our kids can come in and see them.
That's awesome.
They can get you into a specialist in under a week if, you know, you got a back injury or shoulder injury.
What about Impact? What are they doing here?
So they run a program in the summer here. It's a free program because Blue and Gold has purchased it.
We'll go into what Blue and Gold is.
Right. So Blue and Gold is a group of parents that are dedicating their time and their, you know, resources. That's what used to get us like Jimmy John's on the way, like, yeah, I mean, it's
games,
a pool of money that those parents have decided, you know, they wanted to spend at this project or at the main stadium renovation that's happening right now. It might be jackets, right? It might be like, you know, I've used up my budget. And I need to replace my whites, so I don't really have, but like I'm a few short on jackets. Could you? Sure. Right. I mean, we wore huddle trackers this year.
Yeah, huddle trackers? What's a huddle tracker?
Right. So it's like the bib that, you know.
It's like the GPS.
Yeah. And so it's like you can see acceleration, right? You can see certain players need recovery.
Did you like do a deep dive and learn how to like read all that data?
Yeah, I mean, so at Country Day, you need blue points, you need white points, you need gold points.
Okay.
So you need athletic points, you need
Blue
clubs.
Points. Clubs is
gold, and you need white points. So you need to volunteer
Community
time.
Service.
So many hours on campus and so many hours off campus.
Do you know what are the amount of hours?
I don't know that off the top of my head, but it does.
This episode is brought to you by the North American Soccer Expo. If you remember last year when I had Alexi Lawless on, so many of you were blown away and kept on messaging me, like, how did you get Alexi Lawless to talk to you? And to be honest with you, it was the North American Soccer Expo. The expo has workshops and seminars and field presentations from top coaches and industry experts. I will be there this year. 100%. I'll be set up on Podcast Row. In addition to the podcasts that I'm going to be filming there, I'm also going to have an open hour where any coach at the expo or anybody at the expo can come, sit down at the chair, and have a one-on-one 15-minute chat with me. And you guys can just come and chat and talk about whatever you want. North American Soccer Expo, July 30th to August 1st, Novi, Michigan. I'll see you there.
So it does increase. So like freshman year, you need to just spend time on any of our Country Day campuses.
10 or 20 hours maybe, and then it's 30.
Sure. And then
40.
as you get older, you know, you've got to spend time outside of school, anything you're interested in, right? Anything you're interested in. So like I had some kids who were two men's players and one female. She plays for nationals. She couldn't play for me this year, but she was my manager, and so she got her point. The two men's players play MLS next. They're pretty tied up. Their schedule's tight. They couldn't be at a training session and games every single day, but they could watch film for me, scouting reports, read huddle tracking data.
Were they MLS Next homegrown? Do you know that?
Yeah, so one is a Wolves player.
Okay.
And has his twin sisters on my team.
Okay.
We had 4 kids, siblings. Men's their
one
brothers
both?
did and the sisters did. I mean, what an amazing family experience. Where are you going to get that?
It's unbelievable. I mean, how many ECNL players did you have?
So on this year's roster, we just had Jenna Shaban.
Okay.
She's played her entire career at Liverpool.
Okay.
You know, Liverpool's evolving.
Demir and Jim.
Oh yeah, I mean, she played for all of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, she was our D3 Defensive Player of the Year 2-time running.
Okay.
In the 21 years I've been here, my only 2-time captain.
Wait, is that a state thing?
Which
they
one?
have the
Defensive Player of the Year and offensive, and she
They
was.
have that?
Yeah. So Miska.
When did they add that?
I'm actually not really sure,
Oh,
but
it's
it's
Miska.
right? It's
Oh,
the High
got
School
it.
Coaches
Oh, okay.
Association, and so it's like
yeah.
again, you got a kid. She was the Detroit News Catch Athlete of the Year this year. ECNL player. Decided not to play college soccer. This was the experience that she wanted, and she's going on to Harvard. It's just like, that's amazing.
That's a crap
Yeah.
school. I mean, dude. So
Yeah.
Peter, his name is Peter. He graduated my last year here, and his backup school, I said before, his backup school was Stanford. He ended up having to go to Stanford because he didn't get into Oxford.
Right.
His parents are from England, and he was actually born in England. But it's just a different level kid.
Yeah. Again, we're asking you to get it done in the classroom, show up on the field.
Is it developed here, or is it the families?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Of course.
Yeah, I do. And again, I was telling you before of like, you know, people sometimes want to shit on high school soccer. But what high school soccer is now, because the average kid's exposure in club soccer, they're spending time at Impact. The knowledge of nutrition. I mean, we never had any of that.
Right.
And our kids might be Liverpool RL players.
And they're still better than
or Jags, you know, rising players. But their exposure to this sport, their understanding of tactics, they're spending time at next level. They're working with Doug Salgado at what was on the ball training, right? What they are doing, we were never doing.
No.
So it's like you take the tippy top out, and I understand that people want to say it's watered down. But the makeup of this entire roster, where I went to high school, none of us had any of this knowledge, any of this training. So again, I mean, you can throw high-level tactics at these kids and they understand it. I can change formations. I don't even need to explain why. And they are like, let's go. You know, I mean, they grew up 4v4 at Liverpool or at Hawks and they were high-level Hawks players in middle school and got burnt out or were hurt or they wanted to spend their time playing high school athletics. So yeah, is it a special makeup of kids? Yes. Special makeup of parents? Sure.
Are there any soccer players, like ECNL girls, that go to the school but don't play high school soccer, and then they'll get their points through basketball or something else?
So what's interesting is the makeup of that, my 2021 team that won the state championship.
Mhm.
That spring, Gigi Galletti
Okay.
was a Hawks player.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan John. Victoria Miller. She went on to play at Ohio State, and she's now at San Diego. Those kids, for whatever reason, the stars aligned. Two were seniors. Victoria was transitioning from Hawks to Jags mid-year. We picked all those kids up. So those kids that wouldn't have had that experience here got that experience, and those kids are thanking you. Like, I've never played in front of a crowd like this with my friends there and my family there. And they played all over the United States.
Right.
And then we've got kids like Georgia Hopkins. She's a GA rising. She was offered a spot on the top GA team with the age group realignment, and she turned it down this coming year of like, I want this high school experience. I want to captain this team. This is what I want. And so, you've got families that buy into high level high school athletics.
And Cranbrook doesn't have the points.
No.
Brother Rice doesn't.
No.
Marion doesn't.
No. We don't offer PE here. So like,
that's right.
so like the government standard of, kids have to spend so much time in a PE class for their health component or whatever. We don't have that here. And I love it because you get really intelligent kids here and they need exposure to sport. So some of them are bowling.
That's true.
Right? You're learning to be on a team. That's a life skill. Like, I put my own children in athletics to learn you're not good enough at times, hard work, and you are, right? Coachability, how to be a good teammate. And that's why we put our kids in athletics,
Do you think, and I'm trying to remember my time here, of any time that I remember parents complaining? It's a different level of parent too. Like, I'm sure
it's a different level. There is respect, but at the same time, some of that is setting boundaries and expectations. I mean, I run a preseason meeting, and it's do not contact me. This is your daughter's experience. Let this be your daughter's experience. I am a mom, former D1 athlete. Anna's a mom, former D1 athlete, and so is Katie. They should be able to come to one of us. Do not contact me. And I say, if you do, don't contact me till 24 hours later. And once you have, I will not meet with you without your child, because this is your child's experience. Right? I mean, and that's just boundaries and respect. And you know what? I didn't have anybody reach out to me this year. Not one. Doesn't mean they always agree with me. No. But is there respect? Absolutely.
And then you had parents speaking at the banquet. How unheard of is that? Yeah. They actually asked to speak.
Yeah. I mean, Manuel Mezqua runs a massive company here.
Okay.
Mass Mutual.
Yep. Okay.
His daughter, Ava, is a captain of mine. He asked me in advance. I mean, there's ultimate respect. And what he stood up and said is like, this culture that my daughter was a part of, it's made her who she is. That same kid tore ACL twice during this, rehabbed back, started and played every minute in that state championship game, returned in under a year, second team All-State. She's going on to U of M. But I mean, you have high-level executives thanking you for the time that you spent and the appreciation for what you did for their daughter.
It's unbelievable. I mean, when I was here, it was like the Dombrowskis kids were here.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think I think Iserman, was it Iserman's here, or
they were Sacred Heart. They were Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got right now some Pistons, a lot of Pistons coaches, players go here. We get a bunch of Lions players. I mean, Matt Stafford's daughters were here until he was transferred.
Okay.
But I mean, there's also that like, this is my experience and this is my child's experience, right? And like, those two things don't need to intercross, right? And like, my parents spoke at the banquet and sent me letters after of like the respect for one another and one another's daughters. They were celebrating each other's daughters in the stands, and that's unique. Sometimes it's every man for himself in this world.
Did you guys have a JV team?
We did not this year. And so that's interesting is like...
So how many are on your roster for varsity?
So I rostered 27. Okay. MHSA will let you do that if prior...
You don't have a JV.
No. If prior to the start of playoffs you have rostered a roster that large, you may keep it. But you may not once the postseason run, once that happens,
You can't just add
you
on.
can't just add. There's a
Right.
cap of 25. And I personally have a no cut model, because if you have to play
When
two
did you start
sports,
that?
probably in under the last 10 years, and you see that ebb and flow of like, there's years that I can have two teams and there's years that I can't. And
Is it just because of enrollment?
yeah, it's enrollment and it's interest of like friend groups go in this direction and they want to play lacrosse or whatever. And
Yeah.
if we're going to encourage kids to play two sports, then I can find a place for you. But I manage those conversations tryout week of, I pulled each kid over with my staff. Where do you see yourself? If I have 3 goalkeepers, rank yourself. What do you see?
Uh-huh.
And what's crazy is they know. They look at me and say, I am goalkeeper number 3, but I want to be a part of this. And you're managing expectations all season long. Because, everybody wants to feel important.
Of course.
Everybody wants to contribute. And that doesn't always happen. Are there moments I could get everybody in? Yes. But there were limited opportunities this year. And, I had kids coming off the field who received limited minutes saying to me, thank you. That was so fun. It was so fun.
You guys are in the Catholic League now?
This
Or
fall.
next year?
This fall.
Why? It's not a Catholic institution.
Sure, but Nora's Cranbrook.
And they're in it?
And they're in it. Yeah.
Okay,
I think
so
it's...
so Notre Dame Prep leaves the Catholic and he loves it.
Yeah.
You're entering and you love it.
I'm excited. Do I exactly know what it's going to look like? I've been here 21 years, assisted 10 under Bob, 11 on my own. I think the landscape is ever evolving. I do know that a lot of teams don't want to play me because they don't have to.
That's what...
And so it's interesting,
yeah.
starting the couple weeks into this spring, I had like 12 games. And I was reaching out to like Steve Horn, who was at Williamston. He's at Cleary and Brighton. Like, will you play me? I'll play anybody. We play Troy.
Why won't people play you? Because you're that good?
Yeah, I think it's country day. I think it's
dumb.
interesting because like when a coach feels like he has or I say he because it's sad. I don't coach against any females. We'll get there. We'll talk about that. But when he says, do you want to play? And I've never played, it's because he thinks he's good. Right? And, people care about their NPR. We didn't have NPR a couple years ago. We've got Michigan Power Rankings now. And it's this formulation.
Michigan does have that.
And all it does is seeds that very first game in districts. It was needed. I wish more was seeded. But
the whole thing was seeded.
Sure. But you can't, because let's be honest, it's high school athletics.
And it's travel.
It's high school athletics, so you can't ask some school to go all the way across the state. I mean, we all don't have the same resource level. So I do understand that. But do I appreciate NPR? Yes, because again, it takes into account your strength of schedule. And then how you did against the teams you played and a calculation against your opponents. So I had no business beating Marion this year, but that was fun. And that sure helps out your NPR.
Sometimes you could have a light schedule. Sometimes because nobody would play you, so you only have 15 games. You only have 12 games.
Right.
And I think that's actually better.
Well, you know what? I've done this for a long time. You watch patterns, you watch overuse injury, and I backed off. Like I back off in what's done. We train here Monday morning before school starts. So school doesn't start
every Monday?
Every Monday. So school doesn't start till 9:00. We come at 6:45. There's nobody here. It's just us. What I can get done,
love that.
What I can get done from 6:45 until 8:00 is unlike anything I can get done on any other day. Because
You're
kids
sharing a field and
we talk about balancing being a student athlete. Go to bed on Sunday night. Go to bed at a good time. Get up. And what they tell me, their output at school on Monday, they're awake, they're alert. They've already increased their heart, released those good hormones. And they're like, I genuinely enjoyed my morning classes. So we train and it depends. If I play on Tuesday, I love a Monday morning because I can get a little bit more done because there's a little bit more recovery than I could Monday after school.
For sure.
But if I don't play till Wednesday, I can really get a lot done.
Do you ever do 2-a-days? Do you ever do Monday morning and then Monday afternoon?
No.
No.
And I love it. They love it. They can go home Monday, be a kid.
It's true.
Go get their homework done. But like, you know what? We've backed off. You pay more attention to rhythm and like backing off kids' bodies, wearing huddle trackers. I mean, it is my captains run this team. I put the power in them. I text them every day. How do we feel?
How many?
What
How
I
many
have I had
captains?
3 this year.
Okay.
I'll have 4 next year. But every day, we text every day. What are you feeling? What do you need? And they're communicating and they're the voice because they need autonomy over their experience. And I am a better coach and we are a better kid when their kids are driving. It's their body, right?
Yeah.
And again, nobody was asking me those things when I was a kid. Nobody cared.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cared.
Is that because of the mental health, or is that a Country Day specific thing? Because Country Day wasn't always like that either.
No, I think it's both. I think it's true though. I mean, I was a college athlete. Nobody cared.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cared. And like there are days, you know, film has come so far. So there are days that I was thinking that I wanted to cover something. And you know what? My captains reached out that afternoon and are like, you know what? We need a break. And so, you know, we can run film. Their understanding of film, they watched on their own. NFHS, what a gift.
Is that because of the club? Is that what?
I mean,
is
yeah,
that?
I think the majority of these kids have seen film prior to coming here.
Yeah.
What's interesting though is like
There he is.
we are.
The football.
I mean, he's got 40 years here.
I love it.
40 years, state championships. His sons are on his staff this fall.
That's awesome.
He's entering his final year. Mitch plays for him. He's part
is he
of
athletic director too.
Yeah, he's the he is the head athletic director.
Okay.
He's been here as long as I've been here and more. He's a legend. Mitch plays for him. Yeah.
How many guys were on the football team? Because I remember it was always small.
It is still small.
Where I came from, like Orion, where there's 100 guys on varsity.
Yeah, it is small. It's interesting. I think the knowledge of concussions and the level. We have a lot of physicians here and specialists here.
No
I
kidding.
think people are like, I don't know if I want my son to do this. I mean, you definitely have seen a decrease in the numbers of kids on the roster, but they're talented. It's a talented group of kids. But I mean that 2-sport model. Like Mitch's buddies play lacrosse, they play football, right? They play basketball. And again, what you might be a stud in football, you might not be in lacrosse, but you are rounding out a practice session, and that's important. And I tell my players that all the time of like what you are doing for me and us and yourself. It might not be getting you max minutes in a game, but you have made this team better. And we are a small school. We need kids to show up and play.
How hard is it to like organize all the sports to get into here? Or when you do have the outdoor field?
Yeah.
Because this used to be the
So
upper
we have
fields.
Hillview. I'm not sure if you knew about, we have a middle school turf field on Lasser.
Yeah, I saw that like a couple weeks ago. I was driving by.
So our softball field is turfed. Our baseball field is turfed. We will have our new stadium and this. And sometimes like, you know, we have our middle school players by 8th grade have to play 2 sports. So in the younger years, like 6th grade, you have to play 1. So it's challenging because you ask all this and five fields seems like a lot, but you have to get a lot of kids on all these fields after school. And so I'm waiting around, like school gets out at 3:20, but I can't start till 4:15 because, you know, and we appreciate our middle school sports teams. So I might be doing film, they might be doing rehab in the training room, or we're starting our FIFA 11 warm up that we introduced because it takes 20, 25 minutes.
Right.
And so it's like you got to respect one another and what they're doing. You know, I respect the teams that I'm sharing a field with. Sometimes it's half lacrosse and half me.
Yeah.
If it's storming, there's 4 of us. But you know, what I can get done on a quadrant, I can roll a goal over here.
Exactly.
Come on.
High school.
A piece of turf is like gold anywhere. So like
but
a quadrant of a field. Yeah, I know.
This is unbelievable.
I know.
Like
it's special.
It is special. And like when I was in Buffalo, there's a couple schools like this, but it's not Country Day. Yeah. People are like, and one does have this, but it's a hockey rink. It's like, well, how many people get to use that?
In like we front load games at home because we can control, like if I'm going to go somewhere in March and I'm going to play you, it might get canceled.
Are
It
you
might
allowed to
be
play in
17
here?
degrees.
Are you allowed to play games in here?
Oh, yeah, you can play a playoff game. I mean, MHSA has cleared, it's wide enough. It's just past the minimum.
I thought the
The
roof
height
was
restriction,
too-
it's a little tricky.
or was that ECNL?
No, I'm not quite sure, but we can play MHSA and have played playoff games in here.
Because I remember maybe when I was at Vardar, we were trying to get in here, and then Demir said, no, the ECNL won't let you because the ceiling is
Yeah,
too
I mean,
low or something.
And football can't play in here because the end zone, right? That you don't have the
Yeah,
length
it's
of the
not-
end zone.
yeah,
But I
it's only
mean,
5.
they practice in here. You can see them. They're putting in
love
the
it.
work right now for this fall.
I love it.
Yeah, so fun.
And it feels like a college. Like of all the colleges that I've gone to, that's what this feels like.
Yeah.
It didn't when we were here though.
Yeah.
When I was here.
No, and I
It
think,
wasn't this yet.
I think even our main stadium, part of it was run down, but it had charm to it,
It did.
right? And
Are
I
they
think
redoing the entire thing?
the entire thing. So tearing out all that cement, new seating. They're keeping the main press
The
box that blue and
bricks,
gold
yeah.
had donated.
Yep.
The surface, the scoreboard, the track. I mean, the
Are they
walkway.
doing anything on Lasser side?
You
ever?
can't because of the Rouge River.
Got it.
Yeah. But like again, the entryway, I mean, it is gonna scream everything that's Country Day.
How many soccer balls have you lost in there that you've gone and found? Like Paul.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Paul, yeah. Ross
Paul-
Cooper does a lot. And I
Oh
know.
my God.
I know.
Paul would go in there and he would find 5 balls all the time.
It's funny, it's this slow, like, here's the fence line on 13 Mile and the benches, and it's like, and you see it like, no.
Do you still do like the World Cup balls, like the official match balls and stuff?
Yeah,
like we used to.
We use Wilson is the,
Oh, the
so we
official.
train with, I mean, because you want your kids training every day with the ball that they're potentially playing with.
So I got here in what 06. I get here and it's all like the like official match balls of like the Champions League that year. I'm like, what
Yeah, yeah.
are we doing?
I mean, that was Bob and Paul, right? I mean, that
That
was
was them.
that was Paul, and I'm thankful to have had 10 years underneath it, right? You learn so much about tradition and success. I mean, has it evolved to be so much more than it was? Yes, but I mean, they are definitely the base of what this was built upon.
How many is it now total? How many on the men's side? How many on the? Well,
I'm
go
not
outside
sure on
and
the
count.
men's. Yeah, exactly.
gotta be
They won
15.
again this fall, right? That was Steve Bossert's second.
That's his second.
was his
When
second.
was his first?
I'm actually not quite sure.
I'm randomly at. I got invited out to MLS Next Fest in Arizona in December, and a parent just comes up to me asking where to go, and he's wearing a Michigan State hat. And
Sure.
I go green, and he goes, go white, and I'm like, where are you from?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm from Birmingham. And I go, oh, I used to coach at Country Day. He's like, I coach at Country
Yeah,
Day.
yeah.
I'm like, wait, what? And it was Bossert's like JV
Dean-
coach
Dean,
or
no, Dean Harris.
Dean.
Yeah,
yeah,
Dean.
yeah, yeah.
Dean,
And I'm like, this is
educational
small
IT
world.
here. He is Steve's varsity assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
this
yeah.
random.
Yeah. No, I mean, good people everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Good Country Day people.
I mean,
Yeah.
do you? I still find myself saying stuff that Bob and Paul did. I still run some of the same things that they did
Yeah.
because they just had like that was like my first. So coaching with Ham and then getting this and then being brought into ODP,
Yeah.
that allowed me to work with guys that like Zach Carroll and Caleb Stanko and Fatai Alashe, all guys that have played at high level USL or MLS or in Europe.
Yeah.
And that was my first entry point into like college or in high level soccer. And then of course Anna and
Yeah.
Andy and
Well,
Doc.
I mean, I played for Nick O'Shea, right? I mean, he was just a master tactician.
Oh, you know what my favorite drill is?
What's that?
That you stole from Nick?
What's that?
Capture the flag.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I turned that into a one-on-one drill.
Yeah.
So you have 3 cones. I just use cones.
Yeah.
You used to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
the ball on
The ball and the
top.
cone, that came from a
I thought that
teammate.
was O'Shea.
It was, but it was a teammate of mine that was on the Norwegian national team. And when we were at Oakland, she was playing
What was her
US.
name?
I'll think of it in a second. Don't air that I had a delay because she was a stud. Like that can't happen.
I remember that girl.
Yeah. I'll think of it in a second. But like again, Oakland was another unique experience. I mean, we were top 25 when I played there in D1, but you were one of the only one or two that were Americans. We had Norwegians, we had Canadians, kids from Newfoundland and Canada. It was an international roster because they could.
What do you mean they could?
I mean, I think at the time scholarships were a little bit different. I mean, this is 2000. I played till 05.
04, 05?
Yeah. And you know, it's so different now.
I mean, well, not on the men's side.
Yeah.
On the men.
Yeah.
What's Mitchell going to do? Does he want to play lacrosse?
He won't. No, Mitchell wants to kick. So Mitchell's nationally ranked as a kicker.
Who does he work with?
He's still going through
he
does Cole's kicking. So for ranking, and then there's like Andrew Wellock.
Okay.
He played at Eastern and was the Eagles, I think.
Yeah.
So Mitchell's done some work with him. It's so fun.
I mean, yeah.
Fun. But I mean, like back to Nick. It's like you have Nick, and then you come over here and you've got exposure to Bob and Paul. So at 22, 23, I spent 10 years just being a part of it. And I brought things into that culture that they appreciated because I had just come out of playing.
Of course.
So it's like they were, but at the same time, like
they were forward thinking as well. Getting a woman on staff,
right?
Especially with Bob.
Well, and look how long it. Look how few of us there are now.
It is still not enough.
Right. I told you.
Why is it?
I think there's so many components to it. I mean, I received a text from a friend who's also a college or a MHSAA coach. And he was like, if you win tomorrow's game, you will become the winningest female coach in MHSAA history in soccer in any division. And you're like, wait, I'm about to play for my second. How is that possible? And when I looked it up, I am now tied with a woman named Noreen who won in 1981 and 83. And at my banquet, I'm sobbing, asking this culture of amazing people, what took so long for another female to be there?
What do you think it is?
I mean, I think I have crazy support here, right? Athletics, the admin here has supported me. When I had my kids, Glenn Schilling was pushing JoJo in a stroller around the field. I'm coaching. I got JoJo.
Mitchell used to just run around.
Tricycle. I'd bring that bike and he'd go on his bike around there. But it was just like, you've got to find a place that appreciates you and your family if you want to have a family, right? And like, you know, I raised my kids in this environment. On the sidelines, managers hanging out with my kids. And, you know, my kids know no other than a mom that played D1 soccer and has run this team.
Their entire lives.
Right? And again, I went, you know, I played travel and won a national championship with ODP. The first time I saw a female coach, Tammy Anderson, senior year in February, we went down to Phoenix, right, for the national championship.
But she wasn't even a head coach.
No, she was Michigan State's assistant. And that was the first female I had ever seen. Forget being fantastic and amazing like she was. The first I'd seen. Michelle Krisnick at Hawks. She was Michelle Brock at Oakland. Jen Perkins.
Did you play with Michelle? No.
I mean, in women's league.
Yeah, she's older.
Yeah, I mean, and when I won, she was one of the first people that reached out to me, thanking me for, you know, there's so few of us doing this. And she doesn't care that it's high school soccer. And she's over there winning national championships with Hawks.
They're about to go right now.
Yeah, I've got a daughter that plays in that club. I appreciate what she does. I've got a kid that is wired to be a Hawk. And Michelle is one of the first people reaching out to me, and so is Jen Perkins. Like, thank you. Thank you for doing this for girls.
How many of our alumni are now coaching? I know Kayla is.
I mean, so few. Like, I can't.
What is it?
I can't even list.
Why don't more women?
I like sadly think it's intimidating, right? It's like I think sadly soccer is still a man's world. And I'm okay with that. Did I have a problem with it playing in it? No. But not until I got into coaching and I told you, like, we pour into our culture. And I was sobbing at my banquet, explaining to these families of like, I wasn't raised in this environment. This is something I've created. It's fairy tale like of like, kids know what they're good at. Like I was raised and we were belittled, berated. You were told you were fat and overweight. We had eating disorders and spent years in therapy. And we were not taught how to be teammates. And like my kids here,
Because you're going against that person and you're trying to beat them out and they're not friends.
and my players will tell you how competitive it is. Like they were thanking me for training sessions I run. I mean, it is, we are moving and there's purpose and, but they're friends. They hang out with each other all the time off the field. They were crying at the banquet that in the end they were fighting for more time together, more practices with popsicles, more games of capture the flag. I mean, I bring beanbags and we play tag. They're like little kids. They just want to be together. But at the same time, you're doing something special.
How many of them try to play their other sport here? How many of them try to like do it together?
They all play field hockey. So Katie Guyman is my assistant. She played at Indiana State. I won a state championship with her. I was her assistant. I knew nothing about field hockey, but she and I brought tactics from
How long
soccer.
has she been here?
I want to say like 11 years.
Okay.
And she and I brought tactics from soccer over to field hockey. I mean, sure, she's still doing it and I'm not. I retired when we won a state championship. But like the stick skills.
Why did you do that?
Because I could. Because I could. Right? And again, what's interesting
I'm saying,
is like,
why did you coach field hockey?
because she asked me and it was like, I loved the idea of a challenge. Like
I remember that. I saw
it
that.
was like,
and I'm like,
dude, do
"Babe,
you know how
why
fun
are
that
you-
was?
Why are you coaching right now?
I
Because
mean,
it's in
and
the
people
fall,
were like,
isn't it?
why aren't you coaching club? What are you doing? Why aren't you getting into club soccer or college and club soccer? And it was like, do you know how special this is here? Do you have any idea?
This is a college.
This is a college. And this is not people's average high school experience.
No.
And again, I'm proud of this. Of like, we picked up what Bob and Paul put in place, but it has evolved to be so much more. So much more. I mean, because kids have evolved.
Like, what's the next like vision? Because like, okay, this wasn't here when I was here. Like, what is going to be here in 10 years that's not here now?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Who knows?
Another one
But
of these?
that's the thing about it is like, you have to be dialed in to where kids are at, what they're looking for. And again, kids want autonomy that we never had. They have Instagram and they can paint themselves to be whoever they want to be, whatever angle, whatever highlight reel. We had none of that. And they are challenging you as a coach and asking questions because it's their experience. We didn't have that. I just stood there and it was like, whatever Nick O'Shea said, you did. Right? Same thing in ODP. It was like, I'm so thankful to be here. Regional campus is great. Whatever you said, I don't get an opinion.
Who else were your ODP coaches?
I mean, we had Rick Larson.
Legend,
I mean, on the goalkeeping side, Jeff Shook,
of course.
Mark
Legend.
Hamilton. I mean, I still have contact with those guys.
Yeah.
Right?
I talked to Jeff.
Yeah.
often.
I mean, it's the same people. Like you say, like, why is it so hard? I'm thankful for the men that are doing what they did, and they're still doing it. So it's like, those are the same people that are providing something for my children, right? But it's like, there's just so few of us.
I'm trying to think of like what women that I've coached that have gotten into coaching. Is really not that many.
You know what?
A few in Buffalo,
Yeah.
luckily.
Erica Demers is a good friend of mine. She and I played at Oakland.
She's at Cincy right now.
She
right?
went over to the Citadel, went with Dave Diani to Grand Valley,
And then
followed
Iowa,
him
too.
to Iowa.
Yeah, and now
Went on her own. God, was she in Tennessee or Alabama?
something like that,
And is now at
it's Cincy.
Cincinnati. I'm in contact with her. We talk about, I mean, that whole college sports world has evolved to be something different than we ever played in. Right? I mean,
I have
she's
no
got
interest.
She's got parents reaching out, like parents contacting her. Like my parents never contacted Nick O'Shea.
Also,
He wasn't picking up the phone.
Also, think about, why would you want to be a coach with, you just listed off Erica's stops. There's 10.
Yeah.
Why? You've
Yeah.
been here for 20 years.
Yeah.
Name a college coach outside like Anson Dorrance or
Yeah.
Legends
Yeah.
that have been there for 20 years. I mean, Jeff is going to be there at State forever.
Yeah.
And then Dave is going to end his
Sure.
career there because that's what he
How
said.
but how could
he
you
wants
not?
to do.
Look what he's done at Michigan State in the short term of,
He's going to come on
Yeah.
too soon.
I mean, I tell my littlest all the time, like, you should dream to play in Michigan. To play for Dave Diani at U of M or Jeff at Michigan State.
Or Lewis. Or Lewis at Western.
Right. What they
Anybody.
have done right here in front of your friends, in front of your family, it's as good as it gets. You don't have to leave Michigan to have an elite soccer experience. And, it wasn't always like that.
It wasn't always like that.
No.
And I mean, think about when Greg Ryan got here. That was right around the same time we were here.
Yeah.
And he was recruiting the world.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, there's Hawks right there. And this
Yeah.
was back when Anna and
Yeah.
Vardar was legit on the
Yeah.
girls' side. Now they don't even have a girls' side. It's
Right.
Liverpool
They merged with
now.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is also Andy's, like, somebody brought up, do you remember Andy's Bloomfield Force teams?
Yeah.
That had like
So-
Haybar
Yep.
and had
Yep.
Jackie Karen.
So I grew up in Grand Rapids. Laura Haybauer and I played for the same club, for the same coach. So
Who?
his name was Glenn Turek.
What-
She was little
club?
Laura and I was big Laura. We were Grassa that turned into Grand Valley, Grand Valley Soccer Club.
Okay.
Which then basically became Midwest. Like I had
Okay.
left and but I mean, that was the grassroots soccer that was happening. She and I played for the same coach. I went over to Oakland and played for Andy, and Andy had her, and there was Jill. She was the goalie. There was 3 of them, and they were all coming over to Force, and they won a national championship.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to back.
And it is, I mean, I
think it was back to
coached a
back.
few years at Liverpool. It's those same guys that are still there. Steve Cook,
Yeah.
right? Andy Wagstaff, Jen Perkins.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good people doing good things over there.
Demir's still there.
Yeah, I had my
Well,
kids
kicked him
there.
over.
Yeah, I mean, Molly doesn't play there anymore, but it's a great club. And I teach at the lower school here. I'm a PE teacher. When you see a little girl that can clean up in Sharks and Minnows, right? She sees pathways and can accelerate. A simple 6-year-old. I am having conversations with her parents of like, I got a sport for you and I have coaches for you. And I am calling up Jenna Taylor at Liverpool and Sam Harrington at MDA because little girls having Jenna or Sam, it's as good as it gets, right? 4v4 tactics, the on-the-ball skills they're learning, we had none of that.
How old?
I mean, they specialize in like 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds, and then they'll pass them on, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have that.
What are you teaching right now?
So I teach PE, and I have young 5s to 3rd grade. It's the best.
Dear Bob.
Oh my God, it's the best. If I get to be a little kid and play every day, people are like, you look young. Yeah, I play every day. And then I come over here and we play, right? It's so fun. Why would I leave? And again, my kids go to school here. Like, I can provide that for them. Mitchell and JoJo both won 2 state championships this year, one in the fall and one in the spring. JoJo in volleyball. She was on my roster in soccer. He was in soccer and on lacrosse.
How is it coaching your daughter?
I purposely never, like at Liverpool, they were like, do you want to pick up one of your kids' age groups? No. Because I knew one day I most likely would coach them here. And I think you need to hear, no, you're not good enough. That was amazing from somebody else besides your parents, right? Of like, it's okay. The world is going to rate you and the world is going to let you know you're not good enough. Let them, right? In a respectful way, right? Let them help your kids be better. So no, I never did. And so to have JoJo on my team this year, I mean, she gave up soccer a few years ago. She plays volleyball. She's 6 feet tall. I never thought she'd be 6 feet tall. But again, like to
How
look,
tall is Mitchell?
he's 5'10".
She's taller.
Towering.
I guess, yeah, she is taller in the
She
pictures,
is,
but I always just assume she's wearing heels or
I
something.
mean, her like femur is just like, and what's wild is a couple years
How tall is the
ago,
little one? Or how tall is the little one?
I think she'll be more like Mitch. Like
Okay.
I think she'll be like my height, 5'6". She's so rapid.
It's still really tall.
She lives for the beep test, right? Like she's
Oh,
that kind of
God.
kid, right? She lives to run it again, right? I told you she lives for Nick Darren sessions.
I mean, Oh my God.
But I
the
mean, like,
beat test.
she might never play for me. People ask me that all the time. Why do you ever at Hawks? Because she deserves to be at Hawks. She is wired that way. She wants to be around the most competitive kids in the most competitive environment. She wants the straight facts. She wants you to look at her and say, that wasn't good enough. And that's what Hawks are.
Yeah.
I appreciate what Michelle and Doug do there. And like,
She's
again,
2014.
yeah, so she has to repeat 9v9 again. But again,
That's
do I
good.
know what
That's
she's
good,
going to be
though.
in? It's great. Oh, it's so great. But do I know
What is she,
she's
like a
going to
September birthday?
She's August. So she just
Oh.
so she wasn't that cutoff. And then remember they came back a couple months later and you were like, and you
Because
know,
it was going to be September 1st.
I hated on it for a while. Like, I'm going to be honest. I was that soccer parent asking questions, calling up my friends at Liverpool and calling up Hawks. Like, Michelle's a good friend of mine. She spent an hour on the phone listening to my concerns of like, Molly played up at Liverpool, 9v9 on my team. So I coached the 2013. She played up and we played up. She played up 2 years at Liverpool. Then her own team played up. I brought her over to Hawks. She'll have played 5 years of 9v9.
That's great.
And again, at first I got caught. I'm going to be honest. I got
You
caught
wanted
up
her
in
to move up and
Well, like-
go play 11v11?
if she plays every minute on her current age group and contributes, she's a center midi. She's in the gap, right? She's technical. She can turn, she can thread, she can find through balls. I was over there asking Hawks of like, if she starts and plays every minute, and she has Sammy, he's amazing.
Boateng?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you doing this to her? Because in my opinion, it was like the way it worked, the U12 group she's going down into, the majority of those kids are going down to be the age group below. So she was falling into this unknown of like 2 of her peers were coming down. What's the makeup of this new team going to be? And she's deserving of a competitive environment. And that was like, you know what? At the end, Michelle's like, you have to trust me that I'm going to patch this up, that this is Hawks. New kids will come. And again, do I want her on the ball on a 9v9 field? Absolutely.
Does that happen? Because in my role in Buffalo, I was basically the bird of like, I just got kids. I never worked at a club outside of Flash for that 1 year.
Sure.
And eventually kids do come. The kids from 3 hours away or 2 hours away come. And like the 9-year-old parents are like, man, we're not good. We're not good. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you don't have the Canadians yet.
Yeah.
Calm down. We're going to get all the Pennsylvania kids coming up. You're going to get the Binghamton
And you're going to hate
kids,
it.
and
You're going to
gonna
hate it because your kid is not going to be what they are right now.
Exactly. It's like, you're the best right now.
She's-
Cherish this moment because
At
they're
11,
not going to be.
At 11, kids coming over the border on her team and a teammate from Portland coming every single time. They don't even question it. 11 years old.
Portland, that's like 3 hours away, isn't it?
I mean, with traffic. But yeah, I mean, that's what Hawks are. And again, I appreciate
That's
that.
nuts.
What does that look like for Molly when she's here with the 2-sport model? How does she get her point? That's interesting. But I already have her playing a little bit of volleyball because
Yeah, because they're going to be full year if she's, you know, if you could, geez.
if she stays and she decides this
Maybe
is the
winter
path I'm
sport?
on. Yeah, I mean, you could bowl. She could manage, right? Which
So
is cool.
you get a blue point if you manage. And that's how those boys did the film and
So we've
did the
got
huddle.
kids here taking photography, sports photography. We have kids announcing games that want to go into broadcasting. We have kids.
And they get a point for
And
that.
they get a point. And what's wild, the 2 guys that got their point and did film for me and scouting reports, I said to them, if you have an interest in getting into coaching one day, you've got a leg up on everybody already because you are analyzing film. I asked them, give me the formation, highlight their 2 best players, tell me their weakness. How do my team stack up against their team? And they're asked to do this all year long. I give them feedback that was a great report, right? They're looking at huddle tracking data, right? They're exporting me spreadsheets. Again, if that's what you want to get into, and at 16, 17, and 18 years old, you're spending a season doing that, it makes you a better player. But I mean, that's what kids can do here.
It's so ridiculous.
That's what I said. It's a school for the motivated, right? You want to take a look at that screen we looked at, and you want to get into film. Man,
Yeah.
we've got a pathway for you.
It's wild. Could you? Okay, how many seniors are you losing?
Oh God, you were gonna put me on the spot. I'm gonna say 6 or 7.
Okay,
Not to go there.
I know. Okay, name where they're going. Where are they? I
So
don't care.
Jenna-
I don't care if they're playing soccer or
Sure,
not.
Jenna's going to Harvard.
Well, okay,
Elise is gonna play volleyball at Columbia.
okay, those are two awful schools.
I got
Okay,
2
you don't
kids
need to
going
keep
to
it
U of
going.
M. I mean, it's
U of
the-
M is the low.
It's the norm. It's a norm,
I know.
right? Of like, again, I'm close with my alumni. They were part of this journey this spring. They come back and they were like, I was over prepared for college.
Okay,
I was
let's talk about
over-prepared.
this. Let's talk about this because go ahead.
I mean, we are teaching our kids how to use AI here. We're not scared of it,
oh yeah.
right? I mean,
Because what's everybody talking about? Oh, AI is going to take everybody's jobs. Not country day kids.
Oh, not
They're going to run the AI.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is wild. So it's like their writing skills, their speaking skills. They have to take public speaking.
So go into, okay, the homework. I remember when those kids were so stressed out with homework. Like, all right.
I'm not going to lie, it's not changed.
I come from Lake Orion
Yeah.
High School. We had block scheduling. So we only had 4 classes a day.
Sure.
So an hour and 45 minutes-ish for each class. Name a teacher that wants to teach for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So what happens? They teach for an hour, and then they give you 45 minutes to do your homework
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
We never had to do homework.
Well, what's wild is we have a rotating schedule because, like, if you always have math first block and you show up late or you're kind of groggy, you're not a morning person, it really doesn't show what a math student you are. But every day it rotates. So, like, if you had block 1 Monday morning, you have
and then on
block 2
Tuesday.
Tuesday morning. And so it rotates because guess what? Like, everybody's not the same person in the afternoon, or everybody's not the same person before
But
lunch.
it is
or
the same class.
But the schedule rotates, which is interesting.
I've heard some other schools do that,
Yeah.
and I still don't understand it.
But I mean, I've got 2 kids in the upper school. Do they spend a lot of time being just a student here? Yeah.
Because I remember Brett's oldest son. What's his name? Or Bob. Brett.
Ben.
Brett is
Ben.
The, is the
Ben
younger
and Brett.
son, and then,
Yeah.
Bob's Ben.
Ben.
I remember hearing a story about how he was on academic probation here.
Yeah.
He graduated from Michigan State in 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, his son went on to be one an engineer and the other attorney.
Yeah, and he went until he got into law school, Michigan State law school, like that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
that's country.
I mean,
day.
this is a stepping ground for anything you want to do.
It's
anything.
nuts.
Yeah. Again, their habits, the discipline.
Did you go to private?
No, I went to East Kentwood.
See,
Grand
saying-
Rapids.
You went to East Kentwood?
Massive public school. Massive. This is nothing like
It's
that.
annoying. Did you guys win states?
No, we were horrible.
And
Not till
now-
John Conlon came in. He's a good friend of mine. John Conlon came in,
Okay, somebody
cleaned that up.
Somebody just DM'd me. He's like, you need to get John Conlon on.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay, because
yeah.
he's at MFA or
He's
Grand Rapids,
yeah,
ACGR or whatever.
Yeah, and like what he did at East Kentwood on the boys' side for years, and then now he's at Byron Center on the girls' side. He won a state championship last year.
I'm like, well, I've never even heard of
My
Byron
parent,
Center
that's where I'm
until-
from. Like that, like Caledonia, Kentwood, Byron Center
Yeah.
border. It was cornfields when I grew up. There was nothing there.
Yeah, because then everybody moved out there,
Yes.
and now it's built
Yeah,
up.
yeah, because you can build a new house for
My parents just
decent-
went out there for like a parade of homes
yeah,
thing.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot different than Oakland County, the cost of living, right? And so he's a great coach. He's super knowledgeable.
But yeah,
But I mean, East Kentwood we were nothing.
but think about it. Like, I remember complaining about how on the west or on the east side, we had to go through a gauntlet.
Yeah.
And then all the west side states or schools would just run to states like easy.
Yeah.
Now it might actually be harder over there.
Well, and what's interesting is like
Hudsonville.
we played Shrine, Marion, and Troy this year.
Okay.
Okay. All those 3 teams went on and played in the state finals.
Who did Troy lose to in the final?
Troy
Marion?
did Rockford. Rockford.
I thought it was private school. I thought all four...
No. Not in the D1 category. Men's soccer. I think there was like a little bit talk about in men's soccer.
I just saw that all 4 were private schools.
No. Rockford won. Grand Rapids.
On the girls' side?
Yeah, so it was Harbor Springs, somewhere in Harbor Springs, played Shrine. We had played Shrine, mercied them, right? In D2, it was Hudsonville Unity, which, like, he's a legend.
Who is that?
Randy Heathhouse. He has more state championships on the women's side than anybody. I mean, he surpassed what was done at Marion with Barry and what Bob has done. I mean, he was the Laura Haybauer. She went on and married one of his sons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So she's got his same last name, right?
Is she out here?
She's back. Yeah.
Grand Rapids?
Yeah, she's got daughters that play.
She should coach.
Yeah. I still have contact with her. She might be coaching. Don't quote me, but she might. She's in the game still.
She had a small stint at Flash right before I got there.
Yeah.
They brought her in for a...
Do you remember that injury she had at Michigan State? Like a complete tibia shattered, tib fib. I mean, that's a hard injury to come back from. Yeah, she was a monster.
She was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's just so
we
dumb.
double manned mark her in the 06 or so. It was around there. It was like, all right, we made it. And then we were playing them. And it's like, you were watching film or back then we didn't really have film. So Bob sent you and I. So it's like he'd be coaching the game.
Yeah.
You'd be in one location. I'd be in Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And we were like, there was no texting. You'd be calling like, what's the score? We don't even know. There was no way to keep up. And are all my efforts for something? Like, did we even beat Flint Powers? Are we even advancing?
See, that was an education too. It's like learning how to scout under those two.
Yeah.
And the pregame meetings.
Yeah.
Like, I never had a pregame meeting. I didn't even have pregame meetings really in college.
And like the learning importance that's stressed on the regular season because it means nothing. Like he's the one that taught me like, why do you care about your record? The regular season, everybody advances. So every single team gets to start fresh in districts.
Right.
So if you view the regular season as a learning experience, I changed formations. I switched kids. I had kids in the back that were, that were playing the 9 at the beginning of the year. I mean, you play around and you look for chemistry. I learned that from him. And like rhythm, right? That momentum, purpose and practice. Right? I mean, I learned all those things from him.
The one thing that I always thought was funny when I got here was that he still played like sweeper stopper. And I'm like...
He called it the 5-hole.
Yeah, the 5-hole.
5-hole.
Yeah, because there's a Brazilian term.
Yeah.
When Brazil
Remember
was
that?
here and whatnot.
We used it in field hockey. We brought that
I
hole.
still, when I coached teams, I would call it the 5-hole.
Yeah.
I was like, because...
Well, not only that, I think kids, if you
still
can
call it the
explain it,
5-hole?
we don't play like that. I mean, I did have a double pivot at one point this year, but like, I don't...
But defensively, it still makes sense because so many goals come from that area.
I mean, you need a really quick kid that's playing sweeper. If you're going to give them all that space out wide, you got to have the right kid.
Do that
It's been years, and in a couple years, I might need it again for like a year or two till we build back because the concentration of my kids are rising juniors. I mean, I have like 12. And most of them start. So it's like, you can't be locked into any one formation. And throughout the year and opponents, I mean, my players learn we can change formations on the fly. They've sat in many. By the time they got to that state finals game, the exposure they had, I didn't have that as kids.
What do you mean exposure?
Just exposure to different tactics and formations. We didn't have that. It was buy-in. Like, we will be playing in this formation, and you will learn to play in that formation.
Exactly.
And you didn't question it.
There was no changing.
No, and now, like,
Very
you
rarely.
can... I mean, my players can neutralize strengths of other... They understand it, right? Of, like, this is what their 9 does, this is what their 10 does. The 7's super rapid, so I'm gonna take you and put you over here. And, like, I built my team. I mean, it was like, well, Lee Heemster in goal is 6 foot tall. Jenna Shaban, that D3 returning player of the year, plays as center back for Demir. She plays center back for me next to Julia, who's a GA Rising. Ava Amezqua. Georgia Hopkins is another GA Rising. She won a national championship with them last year. And like Charlotte Duros is probably 5'10", maybe. Just size. They could play so physical up the middle.
Like Duvos, Duvos?
Duras.
Duras,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it.
And then it was like, I had kids that were so creative and so rapid, playing the 7 and the 11. And like, it was some good high school soccer.
How many girls do you have GA or ECNL on the roster?
This year was quite small. Jenna was the only ECNL. Ali Assad is going to play Liverpool RL, so she can play high school. She had
Okay.
left MDA.
Wait, Liverpool ECNL are going full year?
Their rising freshman and sophomore are this coming year, so that'll be interesting. I mean, a lot of us are questioning that.
Wait, they are doing that?
They are. And you know,
haven't
I love
talked to Jim in a
Liverpool,
while.
but they've got a niche group of people who love playing high school athletics.
But
And
how
some people
much-
were angry.
But how much of that is trying to keep up with the Hawks?
Correct.
You got to
Correct.
offer what and the Nationals are
Nationals-
the same thing. It's like
Yeah.
you got to keep up
Yeah.
with the biggest
Yeah.
game in town.
I mean, I picked up Scarlett this year. She was a Nationals player and was changing clubs mid-year. So I picked her up for high school. And then, I mean, that was probably it. But like I was saying to you before,
3 ECNL
kids' average
girls.
experience, like ROFC and MDA, the coaches that are coaching those teams are not dads.
No,
They are former players
exactly.
with
NBA, isn't that like Paul Thomas and like, yeah.
Yeah, it was the break off of like United merged with Sporting and then spun off again. But like,
And then Royal Oak.
if
I
if the
mean,
majority of my kids grew up in those, or were Hawks kids through middle school and then got burnt out or whatever,
they're still going to be ahead. Go
They're
into
still
that.
ahead.
You were really adamant about that before we started, about like how much better you think the kids are than when we were here, and we
Yeah.
had some ballers.
yeah.
We had some national
Yeah,
team
and again,
players.
like I said, people want to, and I love to say this, shit on high school soccer because ESNL players can't play, and those top GA kids can't play. But if everybody else, you never had a whole team of kids that were tippy top. So if the whole bottom is where the middle was, and the middle is near the top, do you know how a player 12 and 13? The game never changed when I subbed them in.
Right.
And they are better than those kids on those teams 20 years ago.
I get so annoyed when people are like, well, do you know how many kids aren't able to play high school soccer? I was like, it's not that many.
No,
like,
it's
how
really
many-
not.
You just named off 3,
Right.
and one of them's RL.
Right.
It's like, that's not that many.
No, and not only that, I mean, you look at the statistics
that's
of
given up-
girls quitting soccer, they're quitting at 12 and 13 because of
Pressure.
social pressure, burnout, injury.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be good at something, so it's like maybe I wasn't really good, but I might be good at volleyball. That's not going to
How
change.
much of it is that?
That's
I honestly
a
think
huge part of it, right?
I saw a tweet like not too long ago about like 8th grade is when you realize, okay, I'm really good at this. I'm not that good at that.
Not
I don't
only
want to do
that,
that.
8th grade girls have generally reached full maturation of like, I say this all the time, like somebody will ask me about like a high school kid, and like high school girls are pretty much as quick as they're ever going to be freshman year. And you see a decline where guys, small, undersized freshmen, who they are senior year,
Mitchell
grown
could
men.
Mitchell could still hit a growth spurt and be 6'2".
right? And you don't know because guys are different, right?
Yeah.
But it's like girls, they're pretty much fully grown. They don't like not being good at something. And if I can step over here and do this, or I also get kids that quit soccer, hated it. And I am like, I've known you since you were a little girl.
Come back out.
Trust me. And kids are like,
Okay, I need a point.
not, I need a point, or thank you. I never thought I could fall back in love with this. And again, they're leaving having had a better experience than they ever had. Or they're leaving athletics in general and going on to college, and like, what a great end cap for those kids to graduate with this experience and then carry that with them for the rest of life and go do amazing things in academics, go be amazing people. They'll carry the lessons they learned from here into life.
But go in more about like, because we all we've already talked about the just knowing the game, just the knowledge of the game. Is that because being able to watch it on TV or FIFA?
I mean,
Or is the
even-
coaches better at
even
club?
like we have YouTube TV.
Yeah.
My kids can see any game. Of like in
Right.
years past,
They're probably loving the World Cup right
it's
now.
just on all the time. It's like, oh, let's sit down and watch this, or like, oh, I want to go back and watch that, or like, we didn't have that.
No. My first introduction into watching soccer was the 94 World Cup.
Yeah.
And that was still only really the only time that I got to watch it until the following year. I think it was like we had Copa America for some reason on.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah. I mean, and as a female, the 99 World Cup team, you're standing there in front of that screen.
Shout out Kate
Freaking
Markgraf.
Brandy Chastain. I was just talking about this with someone. They were like, Coach. And I was like, standing there watching Brandy. She's like ripping her shirt off. And you're like, she's a badass.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never seen anything in my life like that.
No.
And like my players, they've got their own film. They can watch Premier League. They can watch World Cup. They can watch it back if they're busy.
NWSL.
They can watch it tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Right? You can watch little local, low-level pro teams here, right? Or you can go watch DCFC.
Yeah.
You can go watch DCFC men's team, right? You can go watch Messi now, right?
Exactly.
I mean, so the thing is, people's just base knowledge, technical ability. Look at what Aaron Bird is doing.
Yeah.
My kids grew up in his sessions.
Exactly.
Can still go. I mean, they do a lot with John Arndt, right? They run some pick your poison, right? Like we got Nick Darren doing this over here.
Right. And there's multiple kids. Like Aaron Bird cannot train every single kid.
Right.
Although he would if he could.
Right.
But it's unbelievable. Do you ever wish like, man, I wish I had this growing up?
You're like, look what I did
Not even like
with
not even
minimal
country day. No, just like
with minimal. I mean, it was like, hey, I heard something about ODP, Mom. And good thing you had a mom that was willing to drive you across the state.
do you wish that was still like a thing?
People ask me about that all the time. It was the only pathway we had.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, should I put my kid in it? And it's like, no.
All right.
You live in Metro Detroit. You've got exposure from Nationals, Jags, Hawks. You don't need it. Now, if you lived in the middle of nowhere in Iowa,
Yes.
you need it.
Yep.
You need it.
1,000%.
We do not need it.
No.
We don't.
Like somebody that plays for Hawks is like, do I need to go to a college showcase? No. Do I need to sign up with NCSA? No.
Even all the
No.
college
you do
ID
not.
sessions.
Oh my God.
Those are moneymakers.
Absolutely.
They're looking for you. Like Molly was at a pre-ECNL event in Chicago, and it was piggybacked with like
Oh yeah, I heard who was there. Michigan was there. Michigan State was there.
they were all there. They were all there. And so my
And that's
little
pre-ECNL.
11-year-old is sitting at the corner flag watching the 2010 Hawks play.
Exactly.
The amount of college scouts were there, and you're there as a parent, like, yeah, if this is where she wants to go, this is where we need to be.
Exactly.
I see it. It's crystal clear.
Yeah.
They're looking for you. And part of what bothers me is like there's a lot of misinformation. I wish clubs were clear with families and kids about where they accurately stood and where it could really get them, because there are people paying a lot of money sitting in some low-level roster spots on some ECNL teams that are never going to get where they think they're going to, but nobody's giving them accurate information
Right.
of like, tell me where we really stand and tell me what the ceiling really is for my kid. And then we can decide as a family, do we want to spend this time and this money, or do we want to have an amazing high school soccer experience? But like clubs don't do a good job.
No, because they try to sell it as every kid can make it here.
It's a business.
And okay, yeah, sure, you had 18 out of 18 go on to play D1. How many of those transferred in the first year?
How many of those kids got playing time?
Exactly. That's unheard of.
It's unheard
Didn't you
of.
play as a freshman?
Yeah. No, I redshirted.
You redshirted?
I redshirted freshman year.
What position did you
So
play?
I started as a goalkeeper. So
remember
okay,
that.
so in high school, my dad was like, even when I was little, you will not specialize. You will learn to play on the field. And this was before goalkeepers were taught to play with their feet. So
Absolutely. I
I
was the
was
same
who
way.
I was because he was like, you will not. You will not. And you will not play indoor soccer. You'll take time off. And so it's crazy. Like my entire career, I mean, you went and you won a national championship with ODP. I went over and I redshirted as a goalkeeper. I played a second year. Sarah Buckland played over me. And I looked at Nick one day and I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do something else. And he looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're here on a scholarship. And it was like, I don't want to do this. I think I've reached my ceiling. I don't think I can really be any better than I am. And I want to play in the field for you. Take my scholarship away. I will show you. And I started and played as a center back every single game, played more minutes than anyone, and got my scholarship back in the end. And to me, like, my parents let me do that. Like, not everybody's parent is like, wait, what? You want to do what? But again, we didn't have next level. No. We're goalkeepers. I mean, goalkeepers are as good at their feet as field players are.
We didn't have goalkeeper trainers.
No, and the game, we didn't reset and play back through our goalkeeper.
Nope.
The game was super direct.
When we started, you could pass back to us and we could pick it up.
Yes, that, and like we didn't build out of the back. We didn't take goal kicks where we built out of the back.
One of my biggest knocks was like my recruiting profile is like your distribution's not far enough. I'm like,
if I
could go back and be in today's modern game, I would have been much better suited.
Absolutely. But like, because I specialized, but I was never pinholed, and I was athletic in D1 soccer, I switched positions and could still contribute. Right?
You're the reverse Eric Pogue.
Yeah, absolutely. And Michelle was actually just telling, when I was questioning Hawks of, is this what you're supposed to do with my kid? Is she supposed to, somebody took offense to me questioning of like, do you see my daughter? And Michelle was like, Laura, I had to say to them, Laura is atypical. She is not just a mom questioning. She's been there and she was an athlete and she knows what her daughter's capable of. My youngest will rip your head off. She's wired that way, right? Of like, again, when we played, you didn't have parents who had experiences. You now have parents whose kids are playing, and we had experiences. Like, I run into Ryan Rezepka all the time. He played at Oakland when I did. You run into him at Next Level, or his kids were at Liverpool. His kids are now at Nationals. And, like, these are just average parents whose kids are playing. That's complicated, or that's fantastic. Either way you look at it. Right? But like, I'm not the average parent. And generally, I'm sitting at the corner flag in the game saying nothing.
That's the best thing.
Nothing. I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I just had James Renton on from Jags. And Nick Darren coaches his son.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do anything with the team, and he's just over there in the corner. And then parents will come to him and like, should I be upset about that? It's like, no.
I don't wear Hawks t-shirts. I don't wear Hawks colors. You look around at the parents.
Hold on though. Do you wear Country Day stuff?
Only
and then people.
Only if I'm coming from practice. But like, I'm just somebody's mom.
Oh, here she is recruiting.
No, I'm just somebody's mom, and like, I saw that information years ago of like what your child really needs to hear from you is I loved watching you play.
Right.
I don't need you to be anything more than you need for yourself to be. Right. But if you want to be there, I'll help you get there. Right? But I mean, that's what makes for driven kids. When parents are pulling, you don't reach your ceiling. When kids are pushing, you reach your ceiling.
Do you think that your kids, let's say Mitchell and JoJo, do you think they have more self-awareness because of this place?
Absolutely. I mean, and he's not going to love me saying this, but it was like this spring, he's like, I hate lacrosse.
He won't watch it. I'm just kidding.
He hated lacrosse because he wasn't playing. And I'm okay with that for him. Because if you walk on the field this fall and you had never played in goal, but you are a kid that can punt a ball 60 yards. Mm-hmm. You are a kid that grew up playing at ROFC in Liverpool as a second, and they could play back to him. He walked in and contributed and won a state championship. And in football, what he gets done, like, You can't have the tippy top experience everywhere you go, and that's life. Like, someone's going to be better than you somewhere. Now, could you be like really?
Right.
And so, like, I love that for him. And I told my girls, like, Mitch is over here, like, but it's okay to like be second best sometime.
I think sports is our last thing where it's acceptable to not be good at it. Although parents want to still control that situation. Like, why?
Because you want to know why?
They'll pull their
They
kid.
don't like being uncomfortable. They don't like, because for some reason, parents think it's a reflection of them that their kid's on a second team. It's embarrassing for them.
You know, that's funny.
But you know what? Some of the best high school players, they were on second and third teams when they're little because the kids that excelled in the beginning.
the late developers.
Yeah. And so, like, that's why I think club soccer is great because there is a place for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you love the game and you physically develop and you put the time in, those are the kids on the top roster spots at the end.
Absolutely.
So, we all knock it and say it's a business. But at the same time, if you only had one team, the kids that might be something and excel over the kids that are thriving at 7, they never had a home. And so they quit soccer and they went into play something else. And so, like, as much as we are like, oh, it's such a business and there's a A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H team, you never know.
Literally.
I mean, JoJo, when she grew so rapidly and Kim Lockhart, our volleyball coach, was like, she needs to play volleyball. Last year, as an 8th grader, had never played. Kids had been playing club volleyball since 2nd grade. She never played. Our Kim Lockhart was like, take any roster spot you're given. And in 1 year, she's on a second team. In 1 year of playing. And does she have the challenges of mastering all the technical nuances? Yeah, but she's an athlete.
Right.
And so what's crazy is, like, you don't know where your kid is going to end. Do they even like it?
Exactly.
Do they even want to do it? It's a lot of time and a lot of money if you're pulling your kid along.
And you said that, like, the parents don't like being uncomfortable.
Yeah. They don't like
That was my mom
like,
watching me in goal.
Yeah.
Like, my mom had, like, I'm so stressed watching you play. Like, how do you do that? Like, are you stressed?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, stressed about what?
So it's interesting. Elise Heemstra, who had never played, stepped in goal for us.
Mm-hmm.
Second team All-State this year and won a state championship. Her parents, high-level volleyball players, dad coached her in softball. They spent all spring like, this is so stressful and, like, we can't even tell what's going on. And it was, like, in the end, bullshit. I know that you knew what we could do and how the back line and what she could do. Like, I know that you could see. I mean, where most goalkeepers, like, could hardly parry upper 90, she just, like, drop stepped and, like, we never got one flighted service scored over us this year. It's unheard of.
How tall is you?
6 feet. But again, like, they're like, oh, it was so stressful. And it was like, no, deep down, I know you knew she was an athlete.
But also volleyball.
She won our athletic cup this year.
She knows how to judge a ball out of the air.
Right. And her dad was saying third base. So she played third
also
base.
Softball. So
So
she
like
knows how to catch
she
a
was
pop
like
fly.
the rare, like,
Infield fly.
what's crazy is to be 6 feet tall, like, goalkeepers generally get scored on right here, right? They just can't get down. Well, she played back row in high school. So she's back row digging. She's collecting and hitting in the front row. She played, like, that's an athlete. And when she won our athletic cup, which is a huge honor here, right? It's this huge, beautiful cup. And it goes to the most talented athletic male and talented athletic female. I mean, she's a shoo-in.
What year is she?
Senior.
Because I wonder, I know nobody gets recruited out of high school. I think goalkeepers still can.
So what's wild
especially
is,
goalkeepers, because how much you're peppered. Being a goalkeeper for Hawks isn't really
Right.
gonna be
Right.
very good for you
Right.
because you're not gonna
right,
face that
until
much.
you are a sophomore, junior, senior. Don't do it until then. That's my opinion.
for
Get
for
peppered.
keepers.
Get peppered.
Exactly.
And then be the best and then go get seen where you need to be seen when you need to be seen.
But you were gonna say something about high school recruiting.
No, I don't know. I was just talking about Elise. I mean, that's an athlete, right? Oh, I know what I was saying. When we played Marion, God, he outshot us a zillion. We had one attempt at goal at the end and scored. He was talking about her. Troy's coach, who's in, some
Yep.
college soccer, was like, where is she committed? In that first game in Marion, she had never been in goal. She had never played soccer, had no understanding, stood on her head,
Is that on
frustrated the hell out of Marion. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And again, who couldn't look at her and say, I can do something with her?
film? Exactly.
But I mean, she's already committed and going to do amazing
Volleyball.
things. But like athletes are athletes. Athletes with
Where's she going?
size.
Is that the
Columbia.
Harvard? Oh, that Columbia.
Athletes with size. Look, we just had our setter here just committed this week to LSU. LSU flew up here to watch Country Day volleyball this fall, and they were sitting in the stands behind me. Her name's Peyton.
Well, that's
She's
different.
the number one setter. This teeny little thing of like, again, you played
That's
high school volleyball. Yeah.
Than
like-
soccer.
Right. Yeah,
Does JoJo want to play volleyball
she does.
in college?
Yeah.
What's that recruiting? So she's
It's the same as
she's a sophomore.
You know
now.
what's interesting about her is, so all my kids did young fives because I believe that young fives is special.
And it's an advantage going in. Mitchell's 18 going into his senior year, not 18 going to freshman year of college.
Correct. When she decided late, I want to play volleyball. Late. What's interesting is in volleyball, so we play at their grade level. So she's a rising sophomore. She just finished freshman year.
That's how soccer should be, by the way.
Well, what's interesting is junior year, she will. No. My bad. Right now, she's up with her birth year.
Oh, okay.
So she's up with her birth year, freshman, sophomore year. Junior year, she will reclass down into her grade level. And so she's got some like short-term, long-term plans of like, really when I want to be who I want to be is that year that I dropped down with my grade level peers.
This setter, does she play travel volleyball?
Yeah, at Legacy. She is so special.
Legacy
So
still
fun to
around?
watch. And like she goes here and there are kids knocking on the door to play volleyball here because they want her to set them because the stats they will have because of her. And that's like what Country Day is about. Like, do you remember how many kids wanted to play with Anna Seeloff?
Yeah.
So you get one token kid that wants to come here who's so talented. And then you get other kids that are like, well, I want to play around that. I want to be a part of that. Who doesn't want the number one setter in the nation if you are an offensive-minded kid?
Right.
You're like, man, this is going to be great for me.
How many of your seniors are going to play college
None.
soccer?
Not a single one. And they will graduate with an experience that some kids will never have in their lifetime. And they're all content. Nobody's like, oh man, they were like sobbing at the banquet. Thank you for this.
Do you get annoyed with the they recruit moniker?
I think it's just old news of like in the beginning you did. And now it's like the straight truth is I didn't bring any of these kids in. And these are kids that had gone to preschool with my children that I have known since they were 4 years old.
Exactly.
That's cool. And they
And that's
talked
the
about it at the
difference.
banquet. Like we couldn't wait. Like we would walk the hallways and see you. And couldn't wait to play for you. Of like they could picture this whole time here who their coach was going to be.
Especially
What that was going to look like.
Did you ever do any of the winter stuff? Remember when we do preseason at the lower school?
Yeah. And like, you know, we have this program called Junior Jackets here.
Okay.
And so most of us head coaches run our own junior jacket and it can look like whatever you want, which is Country Day. It could, so like I run after school programs with my kindergarten through third graders. And it's just me and them playing after school on the playground. They get a little technical skills and it's like a little intramural.
I love it.
Like Kim, our volleyball coach, she does the same thing. And so like you meet these kids when they're 5.
How many lifers do you have? Or
Mm,
did you have on your varsity team?
I don't know because I never looked into it. But of that senior class, half of those kids started in preschool. We call those super lifers. And then lifers,
Preschool.
and then lifes,
That was
and then
just a K.
lifers start in K. Right? But you're like, it's amazing.
It is amazing. Who do you still talk to?
I mean, Colleen Doherty was at our games, right? I mean,
Is she back in Michigan?
She lives in Howell. She's a
Okay.
badass personal trainer with her husband.
Yeah, I see her.
She does all
occasionally
these
on-
competitions.
Yeah,
She runs the Boston Marathon. Like, she's amazing.
that makes sense.
It's amazing. It was how she was wired. But like, I received messages over this playoff run people since the very beginning, like
Where's
in
Andy?
'05.
Is Andy in Texas?
Yes, she's married. She has kids.
Is her mom still living like right
I
across
think
the
they
street?
sold that house.
Okay.
Yeah. But like Anna Seeloff,
Yeah.
right? Jessica Carr. She was like, she went on to Michigan State, was a student. She was like, I was in the stands with my parents watching your game. And you're like,
You said Kendall and Steph.
Verbeeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Haley.
Yep.
Wasn't it a little one
Yep.
too? A fourth one?
Georgie.
I was never really around Georgie.
Yeah. I mean, they were all monster athletes.
Where's Pat
Haley-
now?
I think doing some.
He's a GM somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was with Iserman.
Yeah.
He went with Iserman to the Lightning.
Right.
And now he's, I don't know. See, that's another thing. And you were talking about like Stafford's kids go here. It's like,
Yeah, they were here until he.
it's a different
Yeah.
level of
Yeah.
like.
And you know what? There's respect for like nobody Googles over them or treats them
No,
like
because
they're over there being a badass doctor,
yeah.
like being a brain surgeon over here running a company,
Exactly.
running here. And so it's just like there's this respect of like you're amazing, but so are you, and so are you, and so are
Exactly.
you, and you can drop off your kids, and nobody needs to oogle and Google over you.
Yeah.
You're just somebody's dad, and that's why people like to bring their children here. You know.
When you're dealing with that like level, is it safety too?
Yeah, like we had Bara, Mary Bara, you know, she's the head of GM.
Okay.
We had her son and daughter play here. I mean, our security is amazing.
Of course.
Our security knows everybody. So small. They know the
Yeah.
kids, they know the parents, they know who's visiting, and you know, you got to sign in like everywhere else. It's a different world.
Go into why you never had interest in club. Is it
I
because of the
did. I
kids?
did. I mean, a couple years ago, like Andy had been asking me for years, and it was like my own
Opes?
kids.
Over?
No, Wagstaff.
Oh, wow.
Right? Of like, my own kids were little, right? And so it's like, once I got all three of them at an age that they could play in one place, and I brought them all to Liverpool, it was like, what am I doing standing here watching somebody else do what I know I could do and do better? And then it was like, all right, I want in. And I did it, right? It's like I had the 2014 girls. It was super special. And I coached an RL team.
That was Molly's team or no?
No, I wouldn't coach Molly. She guest played up. She was a year younger.
Okay.
I had the 2013s. My bad. She was a 14.
Okay, got it.
But it was like, it was the best and you poured into it. But it was like, I couldn't pour into being a teacher and a coach here and that and being a single mom. And my kids do big things. It's like, I don't have kids sitting at home. It's like I have, you know, when Mitch was like, I don't want to play soccer anymore, but this is what I want to do. You want to help him get there. And when JoJo was like, I don't want to play soccer, but I want to play volleyball. Oh my God, our travel schedule. In 1 month, we did like Louisville, Indianapolis, Orlando, Minneapolis, back to Indianapolis. We're in Orlando all next week of like, my kids are never going to look back and say like, I wanted to do something, but I couldn't because my mom was doing something, right? Like, I don't want to be that kind of mom. So it's like, I had to find this harmony where it's like, I could do what I wanted to do, create a culture that I felt like I wanted as a player and never had. And we can coexist and they can be amazing too. Like again, Molly's over at Hawks. We live in Farmington. It's very doable.
Mm-hmm.
It's them driving their experience. But it's like when I think I was stretched too thin. And when I was at Liverpool, it was just too much. I had zero downtime. I was here. I was in season and I was running 2 team sessions over there. And a single mom trying to get 3 kids where they needed to go.
Right. I mean,
It's just like, and it was sad to walk away from, but they're all like, I'm still friends with all of them. And they were some of the first people to message me. Simone, Elliot Tarney. I mean, like, that was amazing.
yeah.
And then none of them are like negating high school soccer.
No.
Like Simone was
Simone,
Mr. Soccer. Did you hear his podcast? Did you hear he was a guest on Aaron Bird's podcast? It was arguably in the top 3 podcasts I've ever heard, and definitely as a sports parent.
I need to listen to it. I didn't know he had Simone on.
So good.
Because I'm trying to get Simone
Because, you
on.
know, he talked about his...
Simone, I played against Simone.
Yeah. He talked about, like, his background, coming to the U.S., why his parents were not pouring into his soccer, how he became...
speaks 5 languages.
Yeah. He's married to a teacher from here.
Oh, okay.
And his stepson is in Molly's grade. So it's just like, oh, that's amazing. I get to see him. He's part of this community.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He belongs
They have
here.
a new baby,
He
about a
belongs
year old.
here.
He does belong
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's somebody that I really want to talk to. Nate Norman too.
Yeah.
Those two were on the same team together. That's who I had to play against.
Yeah.
Two
It's
U17
amazing.
national
It's
team
amazing.
players playing on the same freaking high school. So dumb.
So good at so good.
Thank
Imagine,
God that doesn't happen
but
now.
imagine how much fun they had.
Yeah.
If like to get to have that elite experience, and again back to Anna Seeloff to say like, whoa, what I really want is to be a captain at Country Day, and I'll what? Like no,
I'm ranked on the national team.
Yeah, we will never be on the side of supporting that. Like you can, we want you to be it, and she was with Kendall Verbeek, right? It was just like we wanted her to be, but we wanted to take the pressure off of her of like, go and don't feel like you have to be over here, but like. She stepped in so quickly of like, no, you don't understand how bad and what this means to me, how bad I want to be a captain at Country Day.
Did you ever win one with Bob?
No.
We never
Do you know how many
did.
state
I know
finals
we
we
did
lost in?
4.
Yeah.
And then when I left, that you only had about 5 more years with Bob.
Right. Yeah. And then we came so close. So like for a couple
Notre
years.
Dame won one and that Jim won
for
one.
a couple years I was up in D2. Our enrollment was just over the threshold.
What is the threshold?
I don't know. It depends. They got to take all of them.
Weren't you in a state final for D2 one year?
No,
Or was it the boys?
No,
Maybe that was the
Marion
boys.
was ranked 1 and I was ranked 2, and we had to play each other in district finals. Like we went
so dumb.
I coached against Marion Barry, 13 deep in a shootout. I lost to him. And like I looked at my staff, Bob was my assistant, and I was like, oh, who fucking cares? Whoever shooter number 13 is, we're never going to get that far. Because, we made a list. And I will never forget eating those words of like, it did matter. Of like, you have to put preparation in
Do
and
you guys
thought.
still do the same thing?
Oh, hell yeah, we do. Why would we? Why would we not?
Okay, so after games, you still do
Yeah,
this?
I mean.
Okay, so after games, you would line up the team like on the 18-yard box or whatever.
And you know what's wild is we can do it in the field house here where nobody else is seeing it but our own parents. So our parents are watching this happen. And every kid is taking a PK.
And then if they miss,
the whole team is
even
running.
the goalkeepers.
Even the goalkeeper, but not the kid who shot. So the
Exactly.
kid that shot is standing there.
Yes. Oh my God.
And they will run until she makes it. There was an article in the newspaper about us this year. And
did you do it?
It was
how often?
No. It was like the curse of Country Day because this senior class lost sophomore year in state semis to Grozeal in a shootout. And they went on junior year, destroyed Grozeal, right? It wasn't even a game. And just, we didn't really have a great game against Regina. I think they got up for Grozeal and then emotionally were kind of taxed 2 days later. And we went into a shootout with Regina. And the same kid that missed in that Grozeal game, I put her in again because I believed in her.
All right.
She missed again. Right? Imagine those texts after that game and me saying to that kid, I would put you on the line again.
Yeah.
You will carry that forever of even when you weren't successful, I believed in you and I would put you on the line again. Her little sister was on the team this year and she was like, thank you. Like, thank you for putting me on the line even when I missed. And, we do that to kind of simulate the pressure. But I mean, we lost the last 2 years in a shootout, even though we practice. But I think that's what made this year so special is like, we didn't go into overtime one game. We had 1 goal scored against us in the entire run.
We did that. This might have been my last year. We did it. And yeah, because it was frags in goal.
Yeah.
And one player kept on missing. And the parents, when he'd miss, because we're in sprint 15 by now.
Yeah.
And the parents were like, he missed, and like the parents were like, oh, it felt so bad. But then when he scored, they all cheered.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, that's a real experience.
And
that carried us. That was the last year I was here that we won states.
Do you follow, what is it, Stephen Magnus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve Magnus, yeah. Love him.
I live for his posts.
I've DM'd them. I'm like, I want to come out to where you are.
And can I join you?
Yeah.
I mean, I live for his posts, and he posted one like a month ago about they have analyzed PK shooters on the line.
Uh-huh.
And like when your focus is on the goalkeeper and what's in front of you, your anxiety, heightened awareness increases. When you can look past into the distance, right? And you bring your vision past the goalkeeper down, your anxiety goes down because it's non-threatening. Like our body responds and is by what's in front of us. And we spent time talking to our kids about that. Like our sports psychologist Amber was teaching the physiological sigh of like,
Yeah.
and like nobody ever told me that in my life. I mean,
That's
I learned
a
I learned it.
psychological
I
sigh.
learned it from Andrew Huberman. But
Uh-huh.
like our kids are learning things that like the
We
most
did- we-
elite athletes are exposed to.
See, this is a good thing about technology, and the good thing about like social media and stuff like that. Like, and the good thing about just the internet.
Yeah.
Because we're so much more advanced
Yeah.
than 15, 20
Right.
years ago.
Right.
Right. And like I made a joke. I think I posted it today. I was like, because the biggest thing about the World Cup right now is all the Europeans falling in love with this country.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, dude, all the people that came over in '94 probably did too. We just didn't know about it.
Right. And it wasn't documented and
Yeah,
right. I mean,
right.
oh, yeah. So
Yeah.
good. But yeah,
I don't know.
we can document anything, right? Our kids have exposure to anything. We can follow the most elite athletes. We can learn from them. Again,
This is really just documenting a conversation.
right.
That's all it is.
Right.
This is like us getting a coffee and
Right.
catching up.
I got
But
so much in my head I
out
could
of
share. Right? It's been years. It was just like,
well, yeah, and USA kicks off at 3.
right.
But
Right. I have one of my players' grad parties to go from the state championship there, so she can have that on
Tonight?
display. Yeah, she
Today?
had her grad party.
and you're taking the trophy to every single one.
Heck yeah. One of the dads was like, I'll
That's
hire security.
sweet.
Nobody's touching that.
That's,
They're proud of it.
Of course they are.
They're so proud of it.
I'm still proud of 09 and 07.
Yeah.
With the boys.
Yeah. Again, the average kid never has that experience.
No.
Never.
And your last, think about for the seniors, right? Whether you're in college or in high school, your last game is always a loss.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I mean, I go through of like, if there's 80 teams, 90 teams, we talk about
Is that what D3 is right now?
maxing. Yeah. You just take the total and then they divide by 4.
Yeah.
Living to max practices. Like what it means for them after districts to come hang out here and play capture the flag and have a popsicle. They live for that. And like when you won and we upset Goodrich because they were ranked 1 all year and we were ranked 2. We didn't play any teams that anybody could compare. They'd come from D2. Everybody thought, they were
They're
better.
just going to run.
Yeah. I mean, they had minimal shots at goal. Elise made hardly any saves in that game. But anyway, what they talk about is like coming back to hang out and have popsicles and their thank you speeches. Because, they're complete people. They're not just soccer players.
Do you still do the banquet at Andiamo?
No, we did it at Orchard Lake Country Club this year.
Nice.
Yeah. We've done it at the BAC. But I mean, the parents value the experience.
Does anybody do Oakland Hills?
Yes.
Golf, obviously.
Yeah.
probably?
No, and like we've had it
That's
there.
another thing
We
about
had our
Country
field
Day.
hockey one there. We won the state championship and had our field hockey banquet there.
That's another thing about Country Day, right?
Yeah.
Their home golf course is Oakland Hills.
Correct.
It's so dumb.
So good. It's so good. Right?
Yeah.
And like, people can bitch and say it's not fair, but like you're telling me if your kid could have this experience, you wouldn't give it to him if you could?
Right.
It's really that bad?
I mean, no. I mean, come on.
No. I mean, we have a full-time strength and conditioning. His name's Frank Novak. He's our hockey coach. He's here in the day. You can come in the day.
Is that redone? Where is
Yes,
that?
since you have been there, yes. It's down, so this is like down this Hall of Champions.
Show that to me
Okay.
before we leave.
Yeah, it's great. And the guy's running, working with our athletes in there.
Yeah.
Again, we got contractual work with Impact, Jim Colbasso, doing Aiden
Jim's
Hutchinson's
amazing.
return.
Right.
Yeah.
Jim's awesome.
Yeah.
I've had him on before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his knowledge is, And I was I was on a thread with him, Dr. Bill,
Uh-huh.
John, one of his head guys, about my 2 double ACL tears return.
Yeah.
We were on a thread all spring of like, it's so interesting, their second return. They got 10 minutes. When they determined those kids were cleared, they got 10 minutes the first game. That's it. And then they came out. And then they got 20 minutes the next week. And 30 minutes the next. And no reentry. They couldn't go back in. 40 minutes. And then we sat at 40 for a little bit before they could see the second half. And they had to do part of that FIFA 11 warm-up at halftime because the risk of tears increases when the body cools down. I had a surgeon, one of the most renowned,
world-class,
on a text thread,
yeah,
bouncing ideas off of. What do you think? They loved the warm-up. I talked to Jim at one of the lacrosse games, and he was like, you are one of the only programs that did it thoroughly, and did it every single day, buy-in from the kids because you believed in it. And you're like, that's because you said it was going to make a difference. I'm going to do anything that's going to make a difference. Even if you're going to tell me there's a 10% decrease in potential tears, we're going to do what we can do.
And think about like how many high school coaches don't know.
Yeah.
They don't talk to
Yeah.
anybody about their player.
Yeah.
And then they just throw a kid out and be like, oh, you're cleared? Okay, 45 minutes. And
Yep.
then 60
Yep.
minutes. Like,
when it was regionals, we played in Ann Arbor, 90 some degrees. We chilled in the shade. Their team's warming up. We chilled in the shade. With 30 minutes to go, we started our warm-up, our FIFA 11 warm-up.
and then that's all you did.
We went cross-field for a few minutes. And my kids, it was like horses coming out of a gate, rip your head off. And those kids had like stood on the field in the heat for like, how do you not have that basic knowledge? Like, we learned that years ago, right?
Where was the state finals?
Michigan State, DeMartin
So
Stadium.
how hard is that though? From going turf year round to
Yeah.
grass.
It's the most beautiful surface a kid could
Of
ever
course.
play on. I mean, it is
It's
immaculate.
like Bermuda.
It is
It's like
so tight, so
Yeah.
short. This particular team loved to build. They were creative. They like to keep the ball on the ground when they can. Some fields, it's like you're not used to how heavy you really have to push your service and the weight of it because the grass is, you're not used to it, and the grass is, and it was like our game didn't change. And I told the kids that. My 2 kids with double ACL tears,
Mhm.
I told them all year they were playing for the opportunity to put a pair of cleats on because they cannot play with cleats on turf. That surgeon will not let them. They must wear turfs on turf. And so they were playing.
Copas.
They were playing to tie up a pair of boots for one game.
That's awesome.
So fun.
Yeah. I'm surprised you guys don't have like a grass field like that.
When you were here, remember we did? It was right here.
Yeah, it was right here,
It's
right?
this beautiful Centennial baseball field. I'll show you. It's turfed.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the upper fields.
There's times like all these fields are tied up and we'll roll a goal out here and we'll train on the baseball field because baseball's away and there's a lacrosse game here and a lacrosse game there. But like, I can make a session happen on a baseball field that's turfed.
I also miss like having girls soccer in the spring because in New York we have it in the fall. It's
Yeah.
so dumb.
So I know.
There's
But
not
we're
enough
one of the only
fields.
we're one of the only states.
I know.
But then, it hurts, their exposure
the
to
entire ECNL.
correct. Their exposure to
And that was the
college
argument
coaches and-
of the Hawks.
Yeah.
And then there's some people that are still saying that the ECNL secretly wants to get rid of high school soccer. It's like,
You know what?
Good luck.
Good luck, because statistically, there's a large group of kids that play high school sports.
It's larger.
Yeah, it's massive.
Right. And not every, no offense, but not every kid is an ECNL level player.
Or wants to be,
Or wants to be.
right? Some kids want to play basketball and want to play volleyball. And like you can't specialize and play legacy volleyball and Hawk soccer. You got to choose, right? But again, that's why here, like our facilities, sports psychologists, strength and
I can't believe
conditioning.
you guys have a sports psychologist.
Yeah. I mean, she's amazing.
Is her
She's a former alum.
Is her
I mean, she's a former basketball player and is an alum.
is her stuff more like Steve Magnus, or is it more like mental health?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Good.
Yeah.
How much have you had to deal with that over the years?
Yeah. I mean,
here?
it's huge. I mean, that's life. And what's cool is Jenna Shaban,
Okay.
the center back, started the mental health chapter here. So it's like a national chapter. Adidas sponsors it. It's mental health athletes.
Yeah.
She is at games, like other sports games, spreading the word. It's just
Is
like
that what she wants to do?
she doesn't know. Mom's a doctor, dad's a doctor. She doesn't know. That's okay too, right?
Absolutely.
But like, it's the norm to talk about mental health. We have knowledge. We've all had life experiences. Like we all have recognition. We're all trained. You know,
yeah.
of like you care. I care about my players. Know I care about more them than I care about what's done on a field. And when they know that you care about the complete player, they'll give you everything.
That's like Anson Dorrance stuff.
Yeah, except for his no gauntlet.
You don't
not
do that?
No, we backed
The
off.
crossbow.
We backed off from some of that. I mean, yeah, you'll see it all in here. You got like some kids just doinking around. You got this kid getting reps in. Football was over here.
I mean, football's gone.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the when was the last time you went to a convention? Remember when we saw
21.
Anson Dorrance?
Yeah, 21. After we won the state championship, and you get Coach of the Year, and you go on.
Oh yeah.
I went to that one. Dean and Steve went. Yeah, I mean, you still pick up little tidbits. I think it's still important to like touch base with people, but I mean, what you can learn, even if you weren't a coach, and what you can is at your fingertips is it's insane.
You gotta go to the expo. You should present at the expo.
Yeah, I mean, I think the longer I've done this, the more I really see how few female coaches are, how so few of us have had a career, like a lengthy career, and been successful. So it's like I see it. I see there's a need for it. I know there's a need to spread the word. I know there's a need to share information, right?
Is it because they want a family? Is that why? But you have a family, you know what I mean?
I mean, and again, I got parents who helped me, and I'm close with Dave, their dad, and
Of course.
yeah, I mean, you also have to love it. I mean, I love this. And my staff, like they're my friends. I think we have the longest running staff intact. I mean, they've been with me for a decade.
That's incredible.
2 female D1 athletes. Ariane came from Europe. He grew up in Europe. It's like he's got another little twist to things he brings here. I think he's great little nuggets that we wouldn't have had otherwise. But again, to have 4 people that have bought into something and for 10 years work together.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, how long do you think you could do this?
I don't know. Like there's times that you're like, people are like, you need to teach a course and you need to, write a book and you need to like female. And you're just like, I don't know. This is so fun.
I mean,
21 years.
21 years.
Yeah.
That means 21 years teaching too.
Yeah. No, so it's like I taught 4th grade here.
Yeah.
Had Mitchell stayed home.
Yeah.
Came back and taught high school health. Like they were like, can you do this? And I was like, sure. Right. Molly went into the preschool. Everybody was here full time.
Okay.
And then now Bob had retired and there was like a couple people there and they're now in the middle school teaching PE. There was an opening. It's like, yeah, I can do this.
How is it, or how much of it is because of how supportive everybody is here, that your kids are here and allowed to be here, and Mitchell is allowed to bring his little tricycle and run, you know what I mean?
It's a family. It's a family. I mean, there's a general respect for one another and their craft. And like, there are teachers here who have doctorates.
Mm-hmm.
They could go be being professors places, right?
But they don't.
No, they're here with kids. Like you get someone who is the ultimate specialist in teaching like these amazing specialty courses in the high school that you can't take elsewhere.
Did you guys, being a staff member, do you guys get financial help?
You can, it's like 25%
Okay.
of tuition you pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Because why wouldn't you get a job here? I was talking to my parents about
Yeah.
doing this. I was like, yeah, I'm going to Country Day.
Yeah.
And they're like, you should have never left.
I know. Isn't that
and
like,
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, I kind of.
There's always doors that open again, though, too.
Right. And back then, I was so enamored with the Development Academy and the ECNL and
Yeah.
then college soccer.
Yeah.
And then the U of D opportunity. And then at that time, you couldn't do both.
Right.
You couldn't coach college soccer and high school soccer. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to. But then Bob was talking about bringing me back.
Yeah.
Maybe like 4 years later and stuff with you.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
Yeah.
Obviously. You know.
Well, and it's funny because, like, you know, you got to get permission here for you to come in here.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And like, I dropped
thought
your
that was
name.
normal.
I dropped your name. Everybody knew you. It was like Dan McLean's like, oh, yep, I remember him. And Ross Cooper and Dan Loft. I mean, it's the same people.
It is.
It's the same people because people aren't leaving because this is an amazing place to be.
What's going on here?
Volleyball camp.
Love it.
My daughter, is she here? Two of
Vo-
my daughters are here. Yeah.
What do you mean?
One's-
oh,
one's-
JoJo?
one's
Or like
teaching.
helping it?
One's teaching and one's
And then
hopping into
Molly's-
play.
When's your camp? What are you doing?
Nothing this summer because we
We're
run
not
our
doing
junior. No, we run our junior jackets all throughout the school year,
Oh, okay.
and so
What about Bossert? Is he doing anything?
no, he and I last year was the last year we did it.
Okay.
Yeah, I do all the junior youth programs. He's still teaching in the middle school.
Yep.
And then you know you get to the middle school and you can play on the middle school team here.
Right. That was one of the only schools in the area that had middle school soccer.
Right, and we have middle school everything. You can climb. There's a rock climbing wall.
I don't remember it being that big.
Yeah, it was huge. But that's Bartoshuk. That was his baby.
Yeah. And then Bob had one at the junior school or the lower school.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there was a program here that ran for years, and the guys that were involved in the climbing took kids internationally. They climbed mountains and spent, you know, like, again, where do you get those opportunities at this level? Yeah. Yeah, look at all those volleyball kids. Back-to-back state champions for volleyball.
Now, how many of these little ones do you think go here versus?
I would say,
I mean, it's
I'd say
219.
90%. Like there is like a booklet that goes out and anybody can sign up, but these are, you know, like that camp is run by Kim. That's one of my best friends right there. She teaches at the lower school with me, and she does an amazing job getting our kids exposed to volleyball starting in whatever first grade. And like this is her baby.
Do you feel okay? So you're not doing the camp. Do you feel that obligation too, or is it more like the clubs will do it?
I mean, the great thing about Country Day is there's no like, you run soccer and this is what you need to do. You get to do whatever you want with your program, right? So like Amber Dean runs like a Saturday basketball school.
Mhm.
I run stuff after school, and that works with my schedule. Like I can run something directly after school, and then I can still run Molly to practice at night, right? Of like, we all have different schedules, different demands. You know, Kim does 2 of these this summer. They're well attended.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole age range. This is probably 1st to 8th grade. So yeah, so fun.
I miss it. I drove over here. I was on the way back. I was doing most of my podcasts are like in Novi. So
yeah.
so I'm always just like coming
Yeah.
up Telegraph. I'm like,
Yeah.
turn on 13. And then one of the
When you-
days I just pulled in. I'm
Yeah.
like,
When you pull up and you see like the stadium renovation and the media for it, I mean, it's gonna be what you think of Country Day when you walk through there.
yeah.
know.
And then the new turf.
Yeah.
There, like right up there. It's like, and then, but some of it has not changed.
Yeah.
Not all of it has
Which is
changed.
what it makes this place so special, is like there is long-standing tradition, and a lot of it is the people that have been a part of it for so long. I mean, like to have Mac be 40 years, Steve Bossert 30 years. I've been here 20.
Most public school teachers or administration are like, I need to get out of here. I want to get out of here. They take the early retirement. They want to get out.
Yeah.
It's like here, nobody leaves.
I mean, do you blame us?
Oh, I mean, think about Paul, right?
Yeah. I mean, this was his life.
I'm trying to think how many Paul won total. Because I think
So
Bob's
many.
at 7.
Yeah.
I think Bob won
Bob has
7
6. So we have 7. On the girls' side, we have 7.
total.
7 total. 1 was somebody else. 4 was Bob. 2 are ours.
Bob only won 4?
Yeah.
Why
We're on the
did I
girls'
think-
side.
I
Oh,
thought
we
it
were in the
was-
state finals so many times. We lost to Hudsonville Unity so many times. I mean, again,
And they're
ultimate
still-
respect. Ultimate respect for what he does over there.
And they're still ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, he just went from D3 to D2 2 years ago. He won the state championship. The first 2 years he's been in D2, has not had a goal scored on him in playoffs in 4 years.
See, and then people listening to this be like, they should have to go to D1. It's like, why? Why? Because your state does that?
Right. Well, like our men's lacrosse team, D2, Catholic Central won in D1. We beat Catholic Central in the regular season. So what do they need to prove? We already stretch ourselves in our own schedule. So us going into the Catholic League and the school will determine where we settle. Because, there's tiers. But then I still get to craft the other and round out the rest of my schedule. So I get to decide who I want to play and how I want to be stretched and what kind of group I have. We scrimmaged Adams. We scrimmaged Bloomfield. We took on Troy. We took on Marion. Of like, yeah, I'm in D3, but I have a strength of schedule unlike anybody.
Are you going to miss that?
I'll still be able to. I actually am looking forward to it.
How many games is the Catholic Central going to be? Or Catholic League going to be?
So you play everybody twice.
So what is that? That's going to be 12 games, right?
Yeah, and then you have that built-in week of the Catholic League finals.
They still do that?
They still do that?
They should get rid of that.
That's when I pick up a scrimmage with Bloomfield, or like I picked up a scrimmage with Rochester Adams. So like I'm still going to get a high-level game.
Yeah.
The whole goal is like, can you stay in rhythm? Of like, if you're seated high enough, you have a bye. So like that's a week and a half is a long time to go without a game. You got to stay in a rhythm. And so that's when like Alan and I at Bloomfield always agreed. He didn't have a bye this year, but I'll play you in the beginning and I'll play you in the end.
And they're consolidated, right? Well, they only have one school now.
Yeah, it's massive. Like we have no business playing them.
Right.
The pool of players, what he can draw from and what I can draw from, but like we can still compete.
Which is nuts because of how small. Like, how did we always compete? Sure, we had the high-end players, but not all,
Right.
everybody
no.
was.
No. There's a drop-off, right?
I would say our drop-off here is larger than their drop-off at
Yes.
any public school.
Even like,
so why should we move up to Division
Yeah.
1?
even like when I just scrimmaged Rochester Adams at the end, you get to control what it looks like. He was like, do we want to play 3,
3:30.
Yeah, do you want to like put your starters in for the first 2 and I was like, the problem is, I don't care if you want me not to put my starters in. You won't even believe the drop off that I have because the bottom third of my kids are rounded out with kids that need a point, and I want to provide this experience for them.
Right.
Like if I cut them, what are they going to go do?
Not every school has those points.
Nobody does.
Right.
I don't know of a single other school.
Right. And that's why I'm always defensive of the whole recruiting crap and then just the private school thing, because it's not just
No.
pay your fee and we're going to recruit you. It's like, no, there's
Right.
standards here. And
Yeah.
a lot of these kids have never played soccer before.
Right.
Some of these kids certainly don't play club soccer.
There's an academics standard too, and like a rigor in the classroom that like, you might be a really great athlete, but this might not be a good fit for you because you have to get it done in the classroom. I mean,
And obviously that's number 1 here.
Yeah. I mean, there are programs and there's help. There's after school programs. Like if your grades aren't where they need to be, you're after school doing tutorial, assistant programs before you can go to practice.
Right.
Because that's the first thing you have to be here,
They're basically doing sharks and minnows.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best.
And just add a ball at their feet.
State champion, badass over there. She's the best.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. My kids probably aren't even here because they need a ride. I don't see either one. I got to go home and get them a ride here.
Have Mitchell drive them.
He was doing like a Limitless is one of those, strength and conditioning programs.
Okay.
He was doing some work there today.
How many days a week is he kicking?
It depends. Like,
I saw an NFL kicker. He was on Tim Howard and Landon Donovan's podcast.
Yeah.
And he's saying he only kicks 3 days a week.
Yeah, that's the max.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the year that
And that's
Mitchell,
including games.
Correct. The year that Mitchell, so the first year he had osteomyelitis, life-threatening bone infection. The second year he came back.
What?
Yeah, from the turf. Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah. So he was playing at Liverpool and he got kicked and he had a hematoma. So he had just
So he
like
had
the
to
typical,
open-
nope, it's closed and it looked like a bruise, like a hematoma. Okay. Hard lump, painful, and thought nothing of it. And then a year later, like I looked at his leg one day and it was like, what's on your leg? And it was like an inch and it was round and it was like fluid was draining. He's like, oh, I don't know. I've had it the last month. This is weird. We were up north. I text the pediatrician. He was like, doesn't look right. Take him to the emergency room. So I took him to the emergency room in Frankfurt and they imaged and they were like really odd scar tissue underneath. And I was like, well, he got kicked there. And oh, yeah, that makes sense. And like, we think it's just some sort of like bug bite or bacterial infection. We're going to put him on Keflex. We think it's like a cellulitis. Okay. Come home the next week and it was like, it had started to like scab but it was weird. It like broke open again. And it was like, this is so weird. And the pediatrician's like, come in, right? And immediately looked at it and was like, something's not right. You need to go over to Corwell. He sent us to a doctor at Corwell who was a Country Day dad. I had no idea.
Perfect.
Right? He did some imaging and like an hour later, he was like, you have osteomyelitis. So you have a life-threatening bone infection. So in under 24 hours, some contacts at Country Day got me into Dr. Ira Zaltz, one of the most renowned orthopedic surgeons in our area. He took one look at Mitch, did some imaging, and was like, you have a Brody abscess. This is an infection from bacteria that has gone inward and killed the bone. You, in under a week, we got to run some testing. We got to run your labs. We got to make sure it hasn't gone sepsis, right? And as a parent, you're like,
oh my
whole world had been flipped upside down, right? Whole world, like frozen. He's crying of like,
How old was he at this time?
He was 14. He was like, I was about to play varsity football. I'm that good. Could have been a kicker. And they did emergency surgery. They did bone debridement where they shave. So, and in that week, one day I looked at his leg and a piece of bone had come out of the leg. It was hanging there. I called Michigan Orthopedics line that night and they were like, no, not possible. Probably calcified bone, put it in a bag and bring it in. I bring it in and Dr. Ira Zaltz is like, I've never seen anything like this outside of Africa. So the body, there was an infection and it had killed the bone and the body broke it off as if it didn't need it to protect it. So it protected his body from infection, pushed this dead piece of bone out, created a capsule, created this open sore and rejected it like a bullet, like your body would eventually reject a bullet. If his body never created this portal and did this, we would never know. And the surgeon was like, he would end up with sarcoma. Like when this happens, you find out you have bone cancer in your 30s, 40s, 50s. So it's like, it really like changed our viewpoint of how appreciative you are, specialists and doctors and what they're capable of. For like 6 months, he was like non-weight bearing. He was on more antibiotics than you're on in your lifetime, right? Because it was a staph infection from the turf.
And it's from the turf.
Yeah, it's from the turf. And so again, it's made him who he is. Gritty, appreciative. He went on and like just played football the next year and was kicking every day because we didn't know any different, doing the same swing. And like halfway through the year, he'd ripped the muscle off the bone
Yeah.
and spent 6 months
Off of his quad.
at the hip. At the hip. Spent 6 months in rehab and came back this last fall healthier than ever because he played soccer and he played lacrosse, and like you can't just
Well-rounded.
do one motion and do it that many times in a week. There's times he just kicks once. His form's great. He's got great power. He's got great size. So it's like, I think he, you know, sometimes he knows I really can only kick once or twice this week.
How far is his goal kicks?
I mean, he's hit it like a 55. Yeah. I mean, as a goalie, his service,
I bet.
exceptional, right? And they named him a captain. They wanted him to play soccer this year. And he was like, you know what? I can't. Like, I want to kick in college. This is what I want to do. He's now learned, like, he needs to cross-train and do other things. But, like, I just want to play football.
How did that schedule work out for him?
This is country day. So they made it work. Bossert was like, I'll take the crumbs. You want to play football, great. If you're not there for a game or two, fine. I'll be okay.
And Bossert's been around his entire life.
Bossert's known him since he was a baby. They made a deep playoff run, and he's playing in a state championship game. Just because he's athletic. Knew the game. His feet are great.
Did he spend more time, like, with football, or was it pretty even?
He had like he was always at
It's not
football.
like he has to watch film.
He doesn't have to work, and they're not working on special teams every day. But like the
Right.
day before
Like
games,
Thursdays,
so like he
or-
was always there, whether there was a game or not. He was at special teams practice. He would sometimes go to football practice, touch base, and then go over to soccer.
Yep.
You know. Yeah, it's a nice little song and dance.
And how's he now? Completely good?
So good,
So
so
how-
healthy. I mean,
so-
he started writing college essays about like.
That experience.
I mean, that life-threatening bone infection nobody has.
So how did the turf cause it?
So it's just the bacteria, right? I mean, these places don't get cleaned,
It's true.
right? And you know, lots of times our skin shows outward signs. This one didn't. It went internal.
Because remember the whole thing maybe like 10, 15 years ago about the rubber pellets in turf and that causing cancer?
Right. I mean, we've been on these surfaces our whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't always this. It was like AstroTurf laid down when we were little.
Oh, God.
But like, yeah.
Instantly bleed.
Remember that?
How healthy do you think that is?
Yeah, you watch the Rockers play. Remember the Rockers?
Oh, yeah. Neon?
Yeah. Andy Wagstaff.
God,
Yeah. Yeah. So like what we saw is so different than the level that our players are exposed to.
So we talked about the recruiting experience earlier. Football is completely different.
Yeah.
We talk about moneymaker camps.
Yeah.
Football, it's invite only.
Yeah.
My nephew is a 3-star.
Yeah.
He's playing at Eastern.
Yeah.
He just had surgery, so he's getting redshirted his freshman year.
Yeah.
He graduated last year.
Okay.
Had shoulder
shoulders.
surgery.
Yeah.
They gray shirted him,
Yeah.
meaning you don't come to school until the spring semester.
Yeah.
So that you're not part and you don't lose any eligibility. We don't have to redshirt you.
And they don't have to pay any tuition.
Exactly.
Right?
And then something with his knee happens because
Yeah.
he's like injury prone for some reason now. And so he's getting redshirted. So his freshman year, he's going to be 20.
Yeah.
And he was already pegged for like starting tight end.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, this is only good.
Yeah.
Because
you have a
now,
narrow window with the new NCAA.
well, and now he has like 3 years of eligibility.
Yeah.
Because of the 5 and 5.
Right.
And whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, some of that's good. I don't have a problem with that.
Has he gone to any camps yet?
Yeah, I mean, he did like Eastern's junior day. He was invited
Okay.
to that, right?
Okay.
We did like Mac here was like pick a small D1 school, pick a mid-level. Like he went to Grand Valley's junior invite.
Yep.
He did Lawrence Tech's. You know, he's still like, I don't really know. You know, I think he has a unique story. I think he wants to play. Like he was like, I want to go somewhere where I can play right away.
Yeah.
And,
And
like-
then put some tape out and then
Yeah.
portal.
Right.
That's-
Yeah, but I mean, I think
sadly,
his story
that's how
has
it
made
is.
him really appreciate like I just want to do the thing that I love. I don't want to go somewhere and sit. Like I've already sat. It was no fun. Yeah, I mean, he sat 2 years. So yeah, and as a parent, it's so hard to watch. Watching your child be disappointed and you can do nothing to change that is so painful.
He sat 2 years
He
for
sat the
for
first
the
year for
recovery.
the bone infection.
Okay.
The second year he got like a couple weeks in, and then like they sent us to the emergency room from one of the games. He was like buckled over, like struck the ball, and like they went into like hip impingement. And they sent us over to with the Pistons doctors of like thinking it was hip impingement, and then found out he'd torn the muscle off the bone.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
The hip.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, that's life, being disappointed.
And that's
learning
sports.
to appreciate.
That's what we've been talking about the whole time, really.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun.
I'm
Again.
so glad that you finally agreed.
I know. I was like, no.
And then you
I was like-
won. I'm like, now you gotta come in. And you're like, put me in, coach.
It's so good. It's so me too.
It is you.
Right? Like, yeah, I told you, I have a zillion things I could say. We played, years of coaching, a teacher, you're a parent. Like you see it from every angle, right? Of like what I can provide for players. Like I'm not.
Could you
just
imagine
a coach.
not coaching? Could you imagine not being a parent and being part of it?
No, I mean, I wouldn't be as good of a coach. Like I understand disappointment. Like there's times my kids weren't put on a first team, right? Of like, and navigating that in your house, like still getting your kids to want to work towards it because they love it, right? And then like having been a college athlete, you bring that. Teaching is a whole nother thing of like daily you are instructing, providing feedback. So it's like it's a fun combination of things that I bring, and I bring it with confidence now because I know it works.
I'm so glad we did this. Seriously.
We just need a little Bob here.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
you imagine him on one of these things?
He's got great stories to tell.
God.
You know? I mean, you drop his name and
Oh, everybody knows him.
everybody knows him.
Everybody. Same with Paul.
Yeah, I mean, you've got players who've got horror stories of like, it was tough. Right? Sometimes those weren't their favorite memories. And that's why it's like, I see that. I was raised in that environment. Some of that's not effective anymore. Was it ever effective? I don't know. But it was all we had. We didn't, you couldn't be, well, over here it looks like this. It just
You
looked like
couldn't-
that.
yeah,
It's
you
just like, do you
couldn't-
want to play? Then this is what it looks like.
Do you think club environments have changed and gotten away from that? Or is club environment still that way? Is Hawks still that way?
I think the tippy top elite level is still that way. I mean, look at, eventually you have to prep kids for the next level of like, if Hawks weren't what they are, how do you put kids in the college world and they're ready for that? Because college there's a standard, there's an expectation,
Right.
there's a level of competitiveness.
And a place like Hawks, it's like if a coach in the middle of nowhere says, people are calling me and they want your spot, a lot of times that's just a ploy to get a kid to work harder.
Yeah.
At Hawks,
Oh yeah.
no.
Yeah.
There's actually kids.
There's more than one.
There's probably 30
Right.
that I get an
Right.
email from every day
Yeah.
that want your spot.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Right.
how many of the girls, well, she's still young. I'm just trying to think of like how many of those girls at, let's say at 09 Hawks, how many of those really still love it?
Right.
Or really, I remember I played with Billy Weaver, who played at Indiana,
Okay.
and he hated soccer. And it wasn't just a podcast name. It was like he hated
Yeah.
soccer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then why do you do it? He's like, because I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I'm good at it. It's going to give me a free education.
Yeah.
And he won a national title, barely played, but he would take PKs and stuff like that.
I know.
And it's like, that gave him a pretty good life.
Yeah.
But he hated it. And I
Yeah.
wonder, like, I know my Western New York Flash is the equivalent. They're the best club in Western New York because that's the only club in Western New York
Sure.
on the girl side for
Sure.
sure. And a lot of those girls hate it.
Yeah.
They're so sick of it.
I think that's why and with Dave's help, worked so hard to protect Molly of like, she's so little still. Right? Like, we don't
She's
mind
12.
hopping in and doing Nick Darren's, but we don't need to train every day.
No.
And again, we don't need to do futsal.
And do other sports.
And yeah, it's just like she wants to go to volleyball camp and she wants to. And again, that stuff makes her a better player.
Is she going to do any track stuff?
I mean, her mile time is fantastic, right? Her pacer scores are like she set the school record in the mile and the pacer. But it's like, I don't know. I think looking back in my career, there was times I hated it. There was burnout. But like when I look back, I'm so glad I finished.
When did you realize that you wanted to be a coach? If you went through this period of like
yeah, it's
hating
funny.
it,
I talk to people about this all the time of like, your career ends at some point, whether you finish in 8th grade or you finish senior year and you played high school soccer or you played collegiately or you played professionally, one day you're all done. And there's this lost window of time of like, I don't really know who I am, because for so long this defined me. It defined me as a kid. It defined me as a high school athlete. This is what I did in college. These are my friends. Like when I got married, every single girl that stood up for me, I had met her at some point
through soccer.
And so I knew I wanted to teach, and like Jerry Hansen at the time was the headmaster. I knew I wanted to coach, but like, I'm not going to lie, I stood there for years and hated it. It was just like, these people aren't very good. And I am standing here watching them do something I love. And at some point, it became the thing that I love the most. And it brings the same passion and joy that it brought as a player. But it took time because you don't immediately separate yourself as a player, right? So it's like,
oh yeah,
right? So it was just like I stood with you of like, yeah, this is fun. But like the thing that like drives me and like I know I'm good at and I'm passionate about, no. And I can't really tell you when that happens.
Did it take you a while to be like, oh my God, I'm the head coach now?
Yeah, I mean,
But
yes
it was
and
weird
no.
because
I mean, Bob assisted me.
And then Bob assisted you.
I mean, and he was so respectful. He never once stood on my toes. He just stood there and picked up cones and was like, I'm gonna pick up cones like you did for years. I mean, I would bounce things off of him, but it was like, I mean, again, like, I think for a while you try to emulate what you think it has to look like. And again, if it doesn't look like what it looked like with him, I carry pieces of it,
of course,
but it's like not authentic when you try to
be
emulate
somebody else.
No,
exactly.
And it's like, again, I know who I am. And like part of who I am as a coach is that I am a mom and a former athlete and a teacher. And, and like I lift now. Like I try to challenge myself physically now. Because like you don't just lose that, or you shouldn't lose that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was an athlete. I'm still an athlete.
Like
they laugh. I've been to training before of like, send me service and I hit a half volley and I scored and they just stand there and I'm like, practice is over. Because you still need that moment.
Exactly. And like with me, like doing the training and everything, like occasionally a ball would come and I would just like, and I would hit it.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh yeah, I forgot you played.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you think I'm doing?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I mean, and forever as a coach, I wasn't Mitchell, JoJo, Molly's mom. And now this generation of kids that I'm coaching right now only know me as Mitchell, JoJo, Molly's mom, because they're in the high school with them. Like, and so it's interesting, like you evolve and like, I'm proud of that.
Isn't it nice that you're not identified as one thing? Because because we talk about being identified as a soccer player,
right?
And then you're identified as a soccer coach. And then you're identified as a soccer mom.
Right.
Like, because there are parents out there that are only identified as a soccer mom.
Yeah.
And that's what they focus on.
It's such a narrow focus, right? Right.
And it's like, you have a broad, and you're a teacher.
Yeah.
And it's like,
well, and like, I care about my kids' mental health of like inside of this, they've got their own story. They bring their own history. They bring their own trauma. They bring their own skill set. And it's like
their own drama.
Yeah. You try as a parent to like, there's days that they're irritated and you engage in conversation. And there's days you're just like, they're going to learn more because I didn't say anything. Nothing. And some days you're going to struggle. And some days, like what my kids, Molly won junior state cup. Mitchell won 2 state championships. JoJo won 2, and Joe and I won 1. We'll never have a year like that again. That's not normal. But, like, do my kids appreciate it? Yeah. Because I think part of it is, like, you being like, this is not normal.
It's not normal.
No.
It's not normal. I love it.
Yeah.
I love every
Yeah.
minute of it.
I mean, like, Kim right here played college volleyball and college basketball. She has
Where?
3 kids. I want to say,
Where was she able to do both?
was she Kent State? It was D1.
Wow.
Yeah. 3 kids, all played college athletics. Son played college basketball. 2 daughters played college volleyball. One at Ferris, one at she transferred over to like a branch of Penn State, but like she's much the same. Like, look at her.
How much do you get out to OU? Like, how is that? How is the alumni and the current program? There's no
Such a
ties.
disconnect. There's such a disconnect. I think the day the school got rid of Nick, every single one of us was like, no, thank you. And we're still tight. We get together, you know, like our teammates are from all over, but like we
Right.
plan things and so is back in town. Let's get back together.
Right.
But like, there's no allegiance there. I mean, the allegiance was to him. I loved my time with him, right? It was demanding. It was challenging. You got horror stories and, but like, I learned so much.
Steve Gordon there when you were there?
No, but Gordon Gardner.
Or Gordon Gardner.
Gordon Gardner, goalkeeper coach. We had such a string of assistant coaches. We had Ralph Torrey recruited me, then Michelle Brock,
Yeah.
right? And then Rick Larson, Andy Wagstaff, Jen Perkins. So I redshirted and played 5 years, and all of those assistants I had at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was that much turnover.
Yeah.
I just thought Jen was there forever.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Oh, what year
So
did you
I
graduate high
was
school?
2000.
Did you play ODP with Erica Watley?
Yeah, Watley
Michigan
was my
State?
year. Watley was my year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy Seed. They all went on to Michigan State.
Yeah.
Yeah. In goal, I played in goal with Renee. She went to U of M. It's like you'd play her. Like, so that was what was cool, is like those kids went on and played at universities that you played against.
And that's gone.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to play against
Yeah, and
a lot
again,
of those
like,
kids.
do you have to recreate that? No. I think it was an avenue for kids to be seen. And now there are other avenues for kids to be seen.
On the boys' side, there could be players, like, let's say you're the top, like, high school player.
Yeah.
You might not even know who the actual top player in your state is because they don't play high school.
Yeah.
They don't do ODP. When you have done ODP, it's not like when we were growing up.
Right.
I think that's wild.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many layers to it. I think, again, it goes back to like having rich and deep conversations with parents and kids about like, what are you looking for? Here's where we see you. Here's where you fall within the group of kids you think you fall. Here's where you could realistically go, and here's where you could realistically contribute and play. And I just don't think enough of that happens.
How much pressure do you think some of these kids at Country Day feel from the success of their parents and
Their peers.
And their peers?
Yeah, I mean, like, kids are committing early to big places. And like, there's comparisons all the time. There's comparisons here in the elementary school, like academically. That's what.
What?
Oh, yeah. There's reading groups and levels and math groups and like.
I could see that.
Yeah. I mean,
reading
this is
levels and
not
stuff.
just, you're not just teaching for the average experience. You're not just teaching content. That's the thing about this place is like, I've tested you and here's where you fall. And so here's the group of kids I'm going to teach you with that fall in your range. Whether that's the tippy top or upper half or the bottom. Being at the bottom doesn't mean you're going to stay at the bottom.
The one thing that I like about the two sport thing or the points is that you really find what you are good at and what your is it similar to like instruments and band and I guess other technologies, right? We saw the podcast studio and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, is it like that at the lower schools
Yeah,
where
and
like
like
they're exposed to
imagine
a bunch of different
if
stuff?
right, like this junior jackets program, like I put my middle JoJo in field hockey, lacrosse, even though it's the same season as mine. It might be what she's good at. She played soccer. She played volleyball. And all because you can right after school here. I don't need to drive to a bunch of places. And then maybe we can find the thing that you might love and maybe want to specialize in. But I think you have to try all the things to know. I put him in soccer. Dave and I had played, and it
Mhm.
was the thing that I loved. But like, I don't need you to play soccer. It was just great exposure. Soccer's great exposure and, you know, cross tactics and movements to other sports. You can stay in it or it's a great springboard to other sports.
We did 2 hours and 37 minutes.
And it's easy.
It
It's
is
so easy, right?
It is
It's
easy.
easy.
Catching up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we picked up cones with Bob for Bob for years
exactly.
and laughed. Like he was
It was a
he was
blast.
coaching and we were laughing.
I think that time is when I really fell in love with the coaching, and it was my time with club and here. And then it's like, I don't know, when I left it here, that's when I started to fall out of love with the club scene.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't coached club now for 10 years
Yeah.
because I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I have zero interest.
Well, and it's
I
funny
think that I
'cause
could do high school again.
your podcast when I had to ask for permission here. And like when my mom's like, "Oh, what are you doing today?" I was like, she goes, "Does he really hate soccer?" I'm like, "No, Mom, he loves soccer." But he asks deep questions and he asks questions that people deserve to hear. Right? Of like, we can challenge the system. And the system doesn't have to just look one way.
Exactly.
And the system is not made for every kid. So you have to analyze and question where your kid is at and where your players are at. And like, I was like, "No, Mom, he doesn't hate soccer. He loves soccer." "Oh, good," she said. So just making sure I was, doing myself good.
You don't want to be on a podcast. It's called I Hate
It's
Soccer.
not a good look, Laura.
Oh my God. If I'm ever in an area or, where there's kids like, "Why are you here? Why are you here if you hate soccer?" It's like,
Right. Yeah.
dude, if
Yeah.
you only knew.
If you only knew how much it right. Like, do you even remember, like, back in the day, Bob would coach, and we would laugh, and we'd work hard. But that blooper video at the end of the banquet where, like, Anna Seeloff would, like, mock him, and they would, like, go through all
Oh
these
my God,
blooper
the
moments.
dressed up.
Like, and they would, like, put pillows in their shirts and, like, use voices and put mustaches on their face. And,
Yes.
like, they loved it.
And he loved it
He
too.
loved it.
And he loved it too.
We were annoying, but he liked us, you know?
Yeah.
Like we were just little kids then. Like, it's like, again, like if he handed his cones and said I was done then, I couldn't do what I can do now. I didn't have enough. I was not mature enough. I was like
I don't think I'm
I
mature
was like a
enough
mom.
now.
I was like a mom, but I was not mature.
I don't think I'm mature enough
Right,
now.
right. It's good, right? It's like it's part of when
Kid. Well, like you were saying, you get to play.
Yeah.
But kind of
Yeah.
like I just get to like joke and just be obnoxious.
I can go out at recess. I can hop in like and play basketball with my students. You know, it's not a bad place to be.
No, no.
Yeah. Right? I mean, look at these kids.
There's boys too.
Yeah. So that's the thing is Michigan it's on the club scene, but like Brother Rice,
Good.
Catholic Central, they have volleyball teams now.
Good.
Yeah. I mean,
That's one of the first times I, got into the New York high school scene. I'm like, wait a minute, you guys got boys volleyball?
have you ever seen college
wish-
men's volleyball?
It is insane.
I watched Ohio State. I mean, the pace at which that service was coming.
It is insane.
They are so tall. They are so athletic.
Yeah. My buddy did a club at Michigan State. And even at that level,
Yeah.
I'd go watch those guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
what in the world?
Well, and that's the thing is like if your population of students is only so large, what are you dropping? Because you have to be able to fill rosters. Like, what are you dropping if you're going to pick up volleyball? And like women's flag football is on the rise. It's massive. At Liverpool, I had a group of little girls that had won a national championship. They were my 2014s. They had won a national championship. They played against boys in flag football. It made them so creative. Their understanding of seams, pathways, and movement was exceptional. And there's some high school flag football. It's not an MHSA yet. And again, what are you going to drop?
When is that going to be?
Right. But you're going to have to drop something.
What
right?
season is that going to be?
Yeah.
Is it going to be fall or is it going to be spring?
Right. And already fall is like, we have field hockey, cross country, volleyball, right? Of like, if you have such a small school, how do you field all those teams? It's why we don't have deep JV teams. Because you don't have enough kids.
Right.
In basketball, you do because the roster size is smaller.
Like
right.
There are girls that are some of my D1 girls players. They said that if I got the same money offered to me for flag football, I'd choose flag football.
They love it. They love it.
It's coming.
Do you see those clips of Lions quarterback? Why am I drawing a blank? Now at
do
you see those
Stafford.
clips of his daughters?
No.
Oh my God, you got to find it. He coaches his daughter's flag football teams. The plays they're running, one's the quarterback. It's so cool. It's so cool. I'd have played.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like that sport's coming.
Yeah. Well, I know
NFL, and it's
Lake
backed
Orion,
by the NFL.
I think Lake Orion has a team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's backed by
And
the
again,
NFL. They're not going to let that fail.
Cool. It's super cool. But again, here, there's only so much field space. Everybody has to play 2 sports. What are you dropping? Like, we can hardly field a softball team here.
Which is wild.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even, I think they had like two deep on their bench. Don't have a JV team, haven't for years. Because the cross is on the rise. And it's a cool sport.
Mhm.
That's great. Find your thing. But like, small schools, it's hard to be able to fill rosters with all the sports.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks
So
for
fun.
doing this.
It was so fun. I had to ghost
We'll
you
have
a
to do it
few
again.
times.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right?
Yeah. We'll have to do it again in like a
Yeah,
year.
it'd be great.
After you win another one.
Yeah, it'd be great. Let's
All
do
right.
it. We'll plan
Thank
it.
you.
All right. Good to see you.
I hate soccer.